get Declan, I get his emotion after the game. I agree with him on last night's one. We have to keep looking at it and see can we improve it. But at the minute, it's not feeling right.
Cheers, Frank.
Thank you.
Frank Lampard there, live on TalkSport. Interesting stuff about Callum Hudson-Odoi and also VAR aid.
Yeah, really interesting on VAR. A bit of balance from Frank Lampard. Yep, it's getting some right decisions. Got to balance it out, though, with the passion of the game that he worries about. And it just doesn't feel right. They need to keep working on it. It shouldn't really be an experiment mid-season in the golden standard that is the Premier League. They weren't right with it at the start. Listen, this is what you're getting on the full-time phone-in. We'll go over to TalkSport 2 very shortly with this phone-in. 08717 223344. Your opinions, and we'll hear from managers like Frank Lampard and others as well, and some of the players after a big day of football. Time now, though, for Just Eat's Game Day Takeaway, a snack-size preview of Spurs against Liverpool with the analyst.
Game Day Takeaway on TalkSport, delivered by Just Eat. Score yourself a stunning takeaway delivered straight to your door. Order on the app today.
Did somebody say Just Eat?
With only 1 win and 3 draws, but 11 defeats from their last 15 meetings with Liverpool, the Merseysiders are officially Spurs' bogey team. As if that didn't make this fixture a tough enough task for Tottenham, the absence of their talismanic target man Harry Kane to injury makes it a taller order still. Because the England captain makes Tottenham tick, at least in the attacking sense. Among recognised strikers, he's third in the Premier League for chances created for teammates, behind only Callum Wilson and Teemu Pukki. How do Spurs replace him? Well, the short answer is they can't. None of Spurs' other attackers, Heung-min Son, Lucas Moura, Christian Eriksen, Eric Lamela or Giovanni Lo Celso, gets even close to Kane's general productivity. But there is one intriguing possibility at centre-forward for Jose Mourinho. Dele Alli's chance conversion rate is the third best in the Premier League, much better even than Kane's, and he's also massively outscoring his XG. Put Ali closer to goal, and it might just work.
That was Just Eat's Game Day Takeaway. Order on the app today.
Game Day Takeaway on TalkSport, delivered by Just Eat. Order on the app today.
Did somebody say Just Eat?
Right, let's tell you what's happening right now, because we are broadcasting on both TalkSport and TalkSport 2, but we're about to split off. On TalkSport, you're going to be going over to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for live commentary of Tottenham against Liverpool. On TalkSport 2, it's going to be the full-time phone-in with me at Old Trafford. Alvin Martin, who's been at Leicester 1, Southampton 2. We'll be taking your calls, and we'll be hearing from managers and players as well after a busy day of football. The number, 08717 223344. Best thing to do, download the app for free from your app store, the TalkSport app, and it's very, very easy to just swipe between TalkSport and TalkSport 2, depending on which one you want to listen to. So on TalkSport 2, 08717 223344. Over on TalkSport, the next voice you're going to hear will be that of Laura Woods.
Game Day exclusive on TalkSport with Nissan Commercial Vehicles. Built to deliver.
When your kids are having a sleepover, but nobody's sleeping.
Did somebody say just eat?
When you've had a Saturday night on a school night.
Did somebody say just eat?
When you love your mum's cooking, but she doesn't love your wife.
Did somebody say just eat?
Order on the Just Eat app today.
Did somebody say just eat?
As all the big games kick off across the nation, head to thesun.co.uk/football for all the fallout following another massive weekend of football in the Premier League and beyond. The hottest news, essential views, live blogs, and the biggest opinions in the game from the biggest names in the game, including Alan Shearer, Danny Higginbottom, and Alex Scott. And with a reporter at every game across the country, thesun.co.uk/football has all the football news you need. The Sun. We live it.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade quality building products. In January, a 2.4 by 1.2 metre sheet of ICO Enetham 100mm PIR insulation board is only $32.50 ex-VAT. Now that's a real deal. Find even more real deals at Selco Builders Warehouse and online at selcobw.com.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade go.
This is the sound of a market with fixed prices and no haggling. Just like a traditional bookie, all setting the same odds. Now, the Betfair exchange is different because you're betting against fellow bettors. So if you're unhappy with the odds on offer, just set your own and see who takes you on. Why not give it a go? The Betfair Exchange.
Exchange Basic Package customers pay 2% commission. Other charges may apply. 18+, begambleaware.org.
Finding your perfect new home can be tough. So if you keep missing out...
It's time to search at On the Market.
There are thousands of new properties to buy or rent every month at onthemarket.com. 24 hours or more before they're on Rightmove or Zoopla.
On the Market.
See them first. Set up a property alert today.
Search onthemarket.com to find your perfect home.
If you're in the market, search onthemarket.com. See onthemarket.com/new and exclusive. Agents specify exclusivity.
Morning. Sorry, Stevie's a bit poorly, so we won't be coming to nursery today.
Okay, thanks for...
Day Pass. Watch Tottenham versus Liverpool today for a one-off payment of just $9.99. Search Now TV 18+. Stream via internet. Terms apply. Game day.
Game day.
We take thousands of pictures with automatic cameras looking for small effects. With Microsoft AI, we can analyze these images in 10 minutes instead of 10 days, so we have more time to find and protect them.
At home. It's not going to be easy, but you are confident and you go with everything you have.
Williams made it 2-0 and Chelsea have beaten Liverpool and Jose Mourinho is dancing down the touchline.
We believe. We have to believe. If you don't believe, you get out, man.
Steven Gerrard, the Liverpool captain, sees it flick in. Remarkably, Chelsea have got their equaliser. Ball picked up on halfway by Demba Ba and has scored a massive goal in the title race. Steven Gerrard's mistake.
The situation they are at is not a surprise for me.
Mane will tuck in the rebound. It's 2-0 Liverpool. Firmino with a low shot. Oh my word, an audacious backheel by Salah.
Jose Mourinho is a world-class manager with a specific mindset, I would say. So let's see how he wants to win with all he has.
If I think about who is not playing, I'm not as confident and motivated as I am.
Oh, it's the special one versus the normal one, although recently they appear to have switched roles. Jose would love nothing more than to channel some of that historic charm and mischief today and be the first team to beat Jurgen Klopp's side in the Premier League for well over a year. Things are a little bit different these days. Liverpool are 13 points clear with a game in hand, and if Jose can do it, he'll be doing it with a number of injuries to contend with and a rather leaky defence. Let's get the team news for this one then with TalkSport's chief commentator, Sam Matterface.
Well, the headlines have all been about Harry having to step away from his duties, but he's not the only one that Jose Mourinho has had to do without, Laura. Moussa Sissoko has been integral to Tottenham since the arrival of the special one. He too has had to have surgery. Ben Davies, Tanguy and Ndombele also out. Heung-min Son is back. He has scored or assisted 16 goals here since Spurs moved in. They will need his pace and creativity tonight. In all, 3 changes from the draw with Middlesbrough, including a Premier League debut for Japit Tanganga. Gazaniga's the goalkeeper, Sanchez, Alderweireld and Tanganga. The back 3 Aurier, Winks, Eriksson and Rose, Ali, Lucas and Son. The bench, Vorm, Vertonghen, Sessegnon, Lamela, Lo Celso, Skip and Dyer. Liverpool, who are looking to break a record amongst Europe's top 5 leagues with a victory here today, have basically had a rest since the 2nd of January. They're missing Milner and Keita, but bring back Oxlade-Chamberlain. Takumi Minamino is on the bench. African Player of the Year Sadio Mane is looking for his 100th goal in English football. Alisson is helped out by Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Henderson and Wijnaldum. Salah, Firmino and Mane. And on the bench, Adrian, Minamino, Lallana, Shaqiri, Origi, Nat Phillips and Nico Williams.
Sam Bennygplayz, thank you very much. Time now to get the latest from the Betfair Exchange, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage.
Game day on TalkSport with the Betfair Exchange. A different way to bet where you can set your own odds, sports trade or even lay a bet. Betfair. More ways to bet, more ways to win. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Sam Rosbottom, welcome to the show. Why don't we do the match odds for this one first?
Hey Laura, yep, so as you'd expect, Liverpool go into this absolutely flying this season. Everyone's saying it's their year. Looking at the game, Spurs have won just one of their last 14 matches against Liverpool, so no surprise they're massive favourites at 1.73, which is about 8-11. Spurs, if you fancy them for the win, fancy Mourinho to pull off some of his magic, that's 9-2, or the draw is 16-5. Spurs have only kept 2 clean sheets this season, both teams to score odds on at 8-11.
All right, and every week we do this Bobby Moore Fund charity bet, and we raise funds for life-saving bowel cancer research, and we've been doing quite well so far, Sam, and today we want to pick one, Liverpool to win by 2 goals or more. What do we get for that?
Yep, so like you mentioned, the charity bet all for the Bobby Moore Foundation. Dean Ashton couldn't quite land his early today, so no pressure. It is on you to save the day, Laura. You've gone for Liverpool to win by 2 goals or more, which is Liverpool -1, so £100 on that. We managed to get on at odds of 2-1, so we could be adding £300 into the pot. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed. Sam, we're going to check in with you at halftime as well, so we'll see how we're getting on there. And that is all thanks to the Betfair Exchange. More ways to bet, more ways to win. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Game day on TalkSport with the Betfair Exchange. A different way to bet where you can set your own odds, sports trade or even lay a bet. Betfair. More ways to bet, more ways to win. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Stuart Pearce is the co-commentator alongside Sam Bennygplayz today. Welcome, Stuart. It's quite obvious what we can expect to see from Liverpool. They've been doing it all season. But with no Harry Kane, what can we expect to see from Spurs today, Stu?
Well, I've had a look at their lineup, and to be quite honest with you, I think what Jose's tended to do here, I think he's going with 3 at the back, and I think he'll push his wing backs on to negate the full back surging forward in Robertson and Trent either side, and I think that's going to be a key interchange in the game today.
Could be a special one today, couldn't it, for Tanganga? He's a 20-year-old on the left of a back 3, if we think it's a back 3, making his Premier League debut. That's quite a big move from Jose today.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he gets criticised for the fact that he doesn't put youngsters in the team, or certainly has done over time. So I've got to applaud him for putting a youngster in that's come through the academy setup. Well done to him, and it's a great opportunity for a young lad to vie his trade against the best in the country at the moment.
It's also a big day for him because at the moment Spurs' defence isn't very good. They've got 2 clean sheets this season. That's a Premier League low with Norwich. They conceded 30 goals. It's a tall order against a side at Liverpool who we know what they can do moving forward, isn't it?
I don't want to be disrespectful here, but he's left Vertonghen on the bench, and Vertonghen looked so wooden and upright at Norwich a couple of weeks ago. It's of no surprise to me that they've made a change in that respect, and you know, I think Vertonghen's got to improve his form definitely, but credit to Jose for putting a youngster in there.
All right, Stuart Pearce, thank you very much. If Liverpool win this game today, they'll have the best ever points total of any side in the history of English football after 21 games. Jurgen Klopp said in sport, you can never set a record because you want it. It's just by being focused, and the problem at the moment that he has is Tottenham. So can Jose's Spurs upset the odds today? Spurs versus Liverpool, it's top of the bill. It's live and exclusive for you only on TalkSport. Stuart Pearce and Sam Bennygplayz are on hand to guide you through it.
Laura, thank you. Well, it's not very often that Jose Mourinho has a similar issue to the Queen, but both woke up in midweek to the news that they would have to start thinking about how to operate without their Prince Harry. One will keep her plans to herself. The special one has said his team cannot play normally without him. But Jose's got a history with Liverpool. 2020 has so far been an annus horribilis for Tottenham. They are yet to win despite facing Championship Middlesbrough and the struggling Saints, plus the England man and Moussa Sissoko have fallen foul of serious injuries. The Regal Reds have beaten Spurs 6 times in 8 meetings, including on the way to the Champions League success last year. Surely not even he can stop them securing the crown jewels this time. Game day has already brought you Arsenal being held at the Palace, Chelsea showing their class. Now to North London, and whilst Liverpool sparkle like Markle, Tottenham have a right royal problem. Can they disrupt the heir apparent? The only place to find out is on the king of radio stations. It is Talk Sport. Our referee is Martin Atkinson. He checks his watch and blows his whistle, and Liverpool get us off and underway. They are shooting from left to right in this first half, in red shirts, red shorts, red socks, and the home team, Tottenham Hotspur, attacking the goal away to our left, are in white jerseys with navy blue shorts and white socks. And earlier in the season when these two met, and this game is always really giving of goals, 5 of the last 6 matches have seen 3 goals or more between them. We had a really fast start at Anfield. Harry Kane scored after 47 seconds.
I'm just looking at their lineup. By the way, I like the work with the Royals just then earlier, Sam. Good work, fella.
Oh, I always like to get feedback from you. Nice to have you back, by the way. Here is Firmino darting through the centre, trying to pick the ball up and clearing it away. It's eventually smashed upfield for Lucas Moura to chase, and Gomez is isolated and falls down midway inside the Liverpool half. Then Son helps it on to Ali. Lucas Moura is in the centre. Ali plays it against Gomez, and it's out and away for a corner away to our left-hand side. A quick word on the Spurs formation.
Yeah, definitely picking up on that. We felt it would be a 3 at the back with wing-backs of Rose and Aurier. I don't think it is. I think Tanganga's playing right back, Aurier's playing in front of him as a wide rightish type player, and Rosie as a left back. So it's a back 4 on what I've seen at these early stages.
Here's the corner. Tottenham attacking the goal to our left. A ball in towards the near post, flicked away by Gomez at that near post in front of Lucas Moura. Comes out on the far side, and Winks tries to take on Mohamed Salah, who's wrestling with him. The two get involved in a bit of a scrap before Winks emerges with the ball and sends the ball low and hard from the right side into the area. It's cleared away by Wijnaldum and then given away cheaply by Danny Rose, who's had his injury problems and missed the last 4 games with the muscle injury. He's out of position now, and Firmino's in behind him, running into the area, going past Eriksen, shooting to the far stick, stopped on the line by Tanganga. Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain, who hits the post. It hits Tanganga again and then smothered by Gazzaniga, and it's a mighty let-off for Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, you're at your most vulnerable when you've got a corner against Liverpool. I've seen it time and time and time again. They've cleared the ball to the halfway line. Roses give it away cheaply, and from that moment on, chaos ensued. It really did. Very fortunate not to be 1-0 down, Tottenham.
Well, Tanganga's had a good start. He's cleared the ball on the line immediately within 2 minutes of the game. He's made 2 vital interceptions here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it's still 0-0, but I don't know how it's still 0-0.
And you've got to say, a wonderful clearance off the line by Tanganga for such a young man. Yeah. Got his covering position brilliantly right.
0-0 the score, and it is another fast start between these two teams. And you mentioned that Tottenham back line. They've been playing with a sort of back 3 or a lopsided back 4 at times. Jose Mourinho had to switch to the 3 because he felt that Danny Rose was a pure left back. Jan Vertonghen isn't a left back, and Ryan Sessegnon is learning to be a left back. So that's probably why he's gone with Danny Rose as the left back today. Alderweireld and Sanchez the 2 centre-halves, Tanganga at right back, and Serge Aurier as a winger. Here on the left-hand side for Liverpool is Mane, but Tanganga has stepped out and intercepted and played the ball forward towards Lucas Moura. His ball forward wasn't accurate enough. It was just behind the Brazilian. It rolls through to Joe Gomez, who's just on the edge of the centre circle, and it remains 0-0. We play 3.5 minutes. You're listening to Talk Sport. Sam Matterface and Stuart Pearce high up inside the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We're in the top tier of this magnificent bowl. It is very much like an NFL stadium from the United States of America. It's designed with that in mind, of course, but it is a wonderful arena. Probably the best stadium in Europe right now. Here's Robertson down the right-hand side, onto Salah. Salah can't keep it in, and Danny Rose puts it out of play. Tottenham have had quite a good start, apart from conceding that big chance.
Well, and that was a big chance as well. As I say, a clearance off the line, then the ball hitting the post. I mean, that is a scare in the first 4 minutes. Just going back to Tanganga, for those who don't know him, he looks to me quite athletic. He looks like a young Ledley King, doesn't he, in the stamp of him? And I think he started the game very comfortably.
0-0 the score. You're listening to Talk Sport on a cold but not too... Oh, that's a mistake by Gomez, and here comes Lucas Moura, edge of the area, dances past him, comes centrally, looks to try and get a shot away, does eventually, and it's narrowly wide of the right hand upright. Well, it's not a cautious game. Many years ago, when Jose Mourinho sprung a surprise and put someone unorthodox in the starting 11, the reason was to contain, to constrict, to stifle. But so far, this game has been very open indeed.
I think as well, when you look at these two teams that are judged as top 6 teams, defensively they don't keep clean sheets, or certainly haven't done this year.
Well, Liverpool have sort of gone back to that, haven't they? They've rediscovered that steel that was such a feature of their performances last season. They couldn't keep a clean sheet for fun in the early part of the season, but they have now kept 5 in a row in the Premier League for the first time since 2007. I mean, on the opening 5 minutes of evidence that we've seen so far, they don't look like they're going to keep one this afternoon.
And the other side of Harry Kane not playing, I think Spurs, it offers them a different dynamic. They've got more legs in their team. When Harry plays, you know full well you can get really tight on him if you possibly can, and nullify him, because he won't hurt you with blistering pace in behind.
So Spurs formation is basically 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1, with Ali playing as the 10 and Lucas Moura playing through the middle, Son and Aurier as the wingmen. Here is Van Dijk. His header goes across through the centre circle. Firmino is beaten to it by Ali, and then Winks takes it on, goes down the side of Van Wijnaldum, who tries to fight him off. He runs out towards the right touchline. He's still being chased by Firmino, and Van Wijnaldum helps it into the right wing position, but Aurier stops his run and it floats through to Virgil van Dijk, away to our left-hand side, who has started every Premier League and Champions League game this season, the Netherlands captain. And he brings the ball out of defence. And Tottenham were praised by Jurgen Klopp in the press conference yesterday, who cited the speed that Spurs possess on the counter-attack. They used to create and dominate the game, he said. I'm not sure they'll do that tomorrow. Well, it is a slightly different approach from Tottenham Hotspur, that is for sure. A back four with Tanganga at right back and Aurier as the winger on that right side. Cleared away by Alderweireld from the edge of the area. Brought down by Henderson under pressure from Son, who's nicked the ball from him and now is rushing at Gomez. Moves towards the edge of the area. Lucas Moura makes space for him. He shoots towards the far corner and sends it wide of the goal. But that's 2 or 3 times now that Tottenham have broken a lightning pace, dispossessed by ratting around and harassing in midfield. Jordan Henderson was caught napping on this occasion, and Son almost took full advantage.
It's definitely the trade-off you've got. Harry Kane in the team, you've got more chance of it in the back of the net, but you've not got that lightning speed with Son and Moura and people like that. And there's a lot of athleticism on the pitch in both teams.
Super start to the game here at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, live on Talk Sport. And remember, if you do want your say on some of the big results that have happened today, Arsenal being held at Palace, Aubameyang being sent off after a VAR review, Chelsea easing past Burnley, VAR the talking point at Leicester, then you can with Adrian Durham right now on TalkSport 2, 08717 223344, and you can get TalkSport 2 by downloading our app, and you can flick between the two really easy once you've registered. Free kick to to Liverpool, just outside the Tottenham penalty area. Tanganga using his pace and physicality to just harass Sadio Mane. I think he just went a bit over the top, and he's presented them with a shooting opportunity from 35 yards.
Yeah, he just needs... It's learning the game for him there. He's just not pressed into Mane quick enough. He should have gone a fraction earlier, and he'd have got there the same time as the ball arrived. He's not seen it quick enough, and when he has got there, he's just been a fraction late.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, who scored a free kick against Watford last season at Vicarage Road, is about to take this free kick by looping it over the top, looking for Salah, headed away by Ali and out towards the wide right position, where Tottenham will bring it clear with Lucas Moura, although there was a little bit of dithering going on. Dele Alli just taking a little bit too long and then got rushed by Henderson. didn't get rid of his pass quick enough. It hit Henderson and goes out for a throw-in over on the far side by the right full-back position, where Japhet Tanganga has the ball in his hands.
That's one of the biggest assets that Henderson gives Liverpool. He is the one that presses with such energy. You know, the ball fell to the edge of the box and it's him always ratting away, turning the ball over, hurrying a pass and making things easier for their teammates. Jose Mourinho said that Tottenham would have to adapt their style today. I expected when he said that he would revert to the disrupting, win at all cost, digging in mentality as Liverpool come forward down the right hand side, trying to curl the ball into the boxes. Salah and Mane can't get hold of it, and it's caught by Gazzaniga, whose position will come under threat in the next month or so when Hugo Lloris returns from injury. And he has made some rash decisions over the tenure that he has had between the sticks, as a little nutmeg by Dele Alli beats Henderson, but Liverpool win it back. Oxlade-Chamberlain into Henderson, then centrally halfway inside the Tottenham half is Mane. Wider on the left now is Robertson, joining towards the penalty area. Low cross headed away by Alderweireld, picked up by Tanganga, and then Aurier will clear up on the right hand side. He plays the ball in towards Christian Eriksen. His first time pass is terrible, straight into Wijnaldum, and Tottenham have given the ball away. I'll tell you the instructions Jose's given his back line already. He's told Tanganga to tuck in nice and tight as a right back, and Danny Rose, he's told him not to get forward, especially early on in this game. I've not seen Rosie over the halfway line as yet.
10 minutes gone. Talk Sport live at the home of Tottenham Hotspur, and so far it's been a really even game. Liverpool certainly had the best chance of the match after a Tottenham corner, but Tottenham have had 2 or 3 sighters from the edge of the penalty area. Son and Lucas have been heavily involved. A couple of quick breaks from Tottenham that have troubled Alisson away to our left hand side, and that Liverpool back line. Here is Wijnaldum over on the far side for Liverpool. Halfway inside Tottenham territory is Mane. Good pass into Oxlade-Chamberlain. He tries a reverse down through the channel looking for Salah. It's blocked by Sanchez. Comes back into midfield. Oxlade-Chamberlain to Salah, and then won by Eriksen. A little flick by Ali. Good turn by Winks and kept Tottenham in possession when really Ali had put him into a difficult place. Rose is just about going to keep it in, but he gives it away. And Alexander-Arnold brings it forward for Liverpool. Wijnaldum into space left side. Robertson galloping forward at a rapid pace. Accelerates into the penalty area. Produces a cross, which is just a little bit too far ahead of Mane and Firmino, who is darting into the 6-yard box. And it flies through the area and out on this near side and away for a throw into Tottenham.
Tell you what Liverpool do, Sam. They play passes without looking because they know positions where players should be. Wijnaldum it was. He's running after the ball, his vision's blocked to see what's on and beyond him as he's being engaged, and he plays the ball into areas where he knows Robertson's going to be, and this is a team that are so used to playing with each other.
Gomez heads the Tottenham throw back into the Tottenham half. Tanganga scurries out to the far touchline. He's deep inside Tottenham territory when he picks the ball up and plays it centrally into Alderweireld. His crossfield diagonal is looking for Son and Ali. He's chested down by Ali, who's in between the 2 defenders. He handled that and then shot over the top of the crossbar. Wouldn't have counted anyway. It hit his hand and went over the top of the crossbar. But it was a brilliant idea. A long raking pass through the centre, chested down by Ali. It was kicked actually by Alexander-Arnold against the arm of Ali, a little bit similar to that we saw last night in the game involving West Ham United. Under the laws of the game, if he had netted from there, it wouldn't have counted anyway, but he missed the target.
Yeah, as I say, having experienced the game yesterday, we knew exactly as soon as it hit Dele Alli's hand that goal wouldn't have been available. But once again, the ball over the top has caused Gomez 1 or 2 issues, isn't it, early on?
And that's what they're doing, is they're not playing the ball over the top into the channel which Van Dijk is occupying. They are targeting Joe Gomez.
And makes sense, really. You've got Son on this side of the pitch and Moura as well coming over into this channel.
It is 0-0. It's Tottenham against Liverpool on Talk Sport, with Nissan commercial vehicles built to deliver. Here is Wijnaldum up towards the left and Firmino trying to turn. Tanganga is chasing him and holding on to him. It goes wide out towards the left where Liverpool have it only momentarily. The touch from Tanganga away wasn't clean enough, and it's picked up on halfway by Virgil van Dijk. 0-0 the score. Liverpool's recent form has been imperious. They've won 11 of their last 12 matches, and they've done it with relative ease against some of the teams that are regarded as amongst the challengers for those top 6 positions. Imperious against Leicester, swept aside Sheffield United with the waft of a boot. But it's been a fierce start to this game here in North London. 0-0 the score. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold with a throw-in deep inside Tottenham territory. Alexander-Arnold looking to get the better of Rose. His cross is fielded by the Colombian Sanchez. Now picked up by Winks, and centrally he plays the ball looking for Lucas Moura. Interception from Gomez, but now there's a bit of space on his left-hand side as Tottenham look to counter. And it's Son who stops the ball on halfway. Gomez recovers his position. Ali, Son, Ali again. And infield Aurier wanted the pass, but he just didn't move in time. And it went all the way through to Wijnaldum, and now they're a little bit lopsided.
Poor ball there by Winks, wasn't it? It was on to shove one in front of Son and say get after it. He's rolled it and he's almost had to check his pace really to come back to the ball when the attack goes.
Yeah, he had to stop, didn't he?
Yeah.
By which time Liverpool had sort of funneled back into position. 0-0. We're on halfway now, a bit further than that. Going forward is Alexander-Arnold into Oxlade-Chamberlain. Won by Robertson on the left-hand side ahead of Aurier. Mane was an offside position. He's back on now as Robertson chased it back hill into Mane. Good play by Liverpool that. Here's Henderson. Infield it goes to Joe Gomez and then on to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Out wide to Alexander-Arnold in the right wing position. His cross is deep and long, but over the top of everybody and out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. It's still 0-0.
Well, we've got a game at the moment, first 15 minutes. Liverpool in the main dominating possession and looking very comfortable. A lot of play in Tottenham's half, and then Tottenham looking to break on the counter when they possibly can.
Jurgen Klopp, who's standing on the touchline, hands rammed into his pockets, will know that the only recent blip on the copybook was the defeat at Villa, but that was a very different lineup for Liverpool with younger players, whilst the first team were otherwise engaged. And the threats from Liverpool just come from everywhere, don't they? There's a slip by Alisson as he attempts to clear. And Salah trying to get the better of Sanchez. Across he comes midway inside his own half and hooks it over the halfway line. Gomez stepping out of defence with the ball finds Oxlade-Chamberlain. It's back to the right fullback Trent Alexander-Arnold. Great delivery from the flanks Liverpool. Great movement from their front men. Speed, power, long-range efforts, set-piece goals. Here's a cross into the area looking for Wijnaldum. Watched well by Sanchez, who ends up in the back of the goal as he heads it away. Goes out on the near side and away for a throw, which Liverpool will have. We've played just over 16 and a half minutes. Stuart Pearce and Sam Matterface in the commentary box this afternoon at Tottenham Hotspur's brand new arena. And Tottenham, who've had a real poor time of it, really. Bad news coming out of the medical room, and a couple of I wouldn't say bad defeats, but a bad defeat against Southampton. Not a great performance against Brighton. We did that game here. Not a great performance against Norwich City.
No,
we did that game as well.
Yeah, they've not been playing particularly well, and they need to get a result from somewhere, Tottenham.
Here is Tanganga again, right side, trying to get the ball off Robertson, then chasing it out as Wijnaldum wins it back. Firmino drops deep, spins it into Mane, who tries to go round the back edge of the penalty area, hooked into the box. It's cleared away by Sanchez, falls to Firmino on the edge of the area. He's dispossessed, and then the ball is released by Tottenham, cleared up to halfway, but Liverpool do very well to win it back again and just very calmly bring it forward once more. And all of a sudden things have just started to fall into that familiar pattern of Liverpool just tightening their grip on the game and keeping Tottenham inside their own half.
Yeah, they certainly have done that, but Tottenham have demonstrated in these early stages, as you mentioned, if you do cede the ball in bad areas, even if you are Liverpool, you'll be hurt.
Oxlade-Chamberlain takes on Son, beats him, beats Rose as well, goes down the outside, gets to the byline, produces a cross, flicked away by Sanchez, and now a chance to counter-attack, but Liverpool have already got a lot of numbers back, and Son is going to have to do a lot of work taking the ball from the edge of his own penalty area to cause an issue. He did that against Burnley, but he hasn't been able to do that here. That comes back by Alexander-Arnold towards the edge of the area, and Salah poked away by Sanchez, and again Liverpool putting the pressure on.
Jose just going down the touchline outside his technical area just to give Rosie a little pat on the back and tell him, come on, after making a couple of errors.
Well, Harry Kane was always going to be a miss. He's scored 27 goals in 31 appearances for club and country this season. He's created more chances than anyone else in the Spurs team for his teammates. You take that out and you have to play a different way. And Spurs' recent record without him is poor. They haven't won a match without him this season and won only 2 of the last 12 in which he didn't feature. Here's Alexander-Arnold on the right side, attacking the goal away to our right. Tries to get the cross in. Danny Rose comes across and this time stands tall, blocks it. It goes out for the first corner of the game for Liverpool.
Rosie's got to make sure he gets out there and cuts the right foot of Trent off, because they can whip the ball in from this area.
Oxlade-Chamberlain with the delivery after a short corner from Alexander-Arnold, headed away by the retreating Tanganga, comes out to the edge of the D. Ali just hits it long into a deep position and just tries to encourage his team to get out.
Yeah, I think he was hoping Son would open his legs and help that ball out a little bit, but it was too heavy all the way. I'll tell you what Liverpool do really well. Any opportunity out wide to put it in the box, they put it in, like Manchester United in their heyday.
Good defending by Sanchez, who's moved into the left channel as the ball was slipped into the path of Mohamed Salah. He put his body in between man and ball and shepherded it down the left channel towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and then out of play and away for a goal kick away to our right. They will need a bit of defensive nous tonight, won't they, Tottenham Hotspur? This is a team that scores so many goals, Liverpool. They have had 16 different goal scorers in the Premier League this season, which is 3 more than anybody else. Ball cleared away by Gazzaniga, straight out of play on this near side in front of Jurgen Klopp, whose dugout is left of the halfway line. Jose Mourinho has been quite mobile, hasn't he? He's not really adhering to the rules of sticking inside that technical area. He's strayed left and right already.
Technical area is just a guide. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's not a total exclusion zone. Depending on... Oh, dear.
Oh, Henderson dawdling. Ali nips in, takes it away from in the centre circle, sends Lucas Moura down the right channel. He pops in field, onto Eriksen, edge of the D now, trying to strike from distance. Never really got anything on that. Meanwhile, Serge Aurier had burst into a right wing position, was on the edge of the area and didn't have a red shirt around him.
No, he didn't. Poor giveaway again by Henderson. That's twice now, and I'm not sure you'll get away with a third.
Well, Tottenham really should have made more of that situation. They didn't. 21 minutes gone, 0-0. And Tottenham are in this. Mane down the left, onto Robertson, on the overlap, to the byline, pulls it back, looking for Firmino. Japit Tanganga got in front of that crossfield ball and managed to steer it behind for a second Liverpool corner.
Yeah, good positional play by Tanganga there, good recovery. What he's got to do is concentration for 90 minutes. You'll find when you step up into this level, it's not your physical attributes, because he's equal to anyone on the pitch in that respect. It's concentration and reading the game.
His only other senior appearance was against Colchester United, and we all know what happened that night. Here is the corner over on the far side. An outswinger by Liverpool's Henderson towards the edge of the area. Salah brings it down, trying to weave away for a bit of a shooting opportunity. It's headed towards the back post, and then a great save from Gazzaniga from a header from Van Dijk. It stops it from being 1-0. Excellent ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box from Henderson, nudged down by Van Dijk and saved by Gazzaniga. And here come Tottenham on the counter. Gomez and Son sprinting towards it. Gomez brings Son down, and it's a free kick in a dangerous area, and it's going to be a yellow card for Joe Gomez.
It's that access of right back, right centre off for Liverpool that Tottenham, you can clearly see when they've turned it over early, they've put the ball into that area, that channel, and they've made it a foot race with Son and another. Gomez done well to get across, but as soon as he got over and Son gets his body between him and the ball, you've got to put the brakes on.
His record, Son, is brilliant here since they opened this new stadium. He's always had a major impact on the results in this arena. But there it was pretty much schooled, wasn't it, in the Jose Mourinho fashion. Get into that left side of the pitch, wait for the contact, win the foul, let's drag the team up. If he thought he could have run Gomez, he would have done. But I think he felt as if the best option there was to draw the foul. Here is the free kick. Eriksson to take it, swirls it to the back post. Ali underneath it, chests it down, takes it even further wide, out towards the touchline. He's got Alexander-Arnold for company. He's trying to get beyond him now, but still he has hold of the ball, plays it against Alexander-Arnold's shins and wins the corner over on the far side.
I think you're doing Son a bit of a disservice there, because I thought at one stage he was second favourite to get to the ball first with Gomez, and I think his little bit of pace got him there first.
I totally agree with you, but I think once he got there he thought, I'm not going to get beyond him now, so I've got to draw the foul.
Yeah, exactly. He was never running away from him.
But I think on other circumstances he will fancy his chances. Here's the corner. Curling the ball away to the penalty spot, headed away by Virgil van Dijk, drops 5 yards outside the area, and Winks sends it on towards the right, onto Eriksson, and then into the penalty area, chested down by Aurier. Good touch by him, a little back heel, but it was a Serge Aurier right back heel, not a little flick from Son or a bit of invention from Christian Eriksen, and it's cleared away rather easily by the Liverpool defence. And it's currently 0-0. The latest odds are available for you at the Betfair Exchange, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage, where right now you can get Spurs at 5-1, 5.8 on the exchange, Liverpool at 1.68, which is about 6-4 on, the draw at 4.1, which is around about 3s, and that's all thanks to the Betfair Exchange. More ways to bet, more ways to win. 18 plus, begambleaware.org is the website to visit if you need any help and advice. This is TalkSport, and Stuart Pearson, me, Sam Matterface, here at Tottenham Hotspur, watching Tottenham just give Liverpool a little bit of something to think about. And remember, this is a Liverpool team that haven't lost a game for 371 days. The last team to take a point off them were Manchester United, and they're the only team to take a point off them in the Premier League this season. The last team to beat them in the Premier League, Manchester City, all that time ago, back in January of 2019. Here is Son, getting past Trent Alexander-Arnold too easily, down the left side of the Liverpool penalty area, attempting to get the cross in, then trying to dance his way past Alexander-Arnold. He's beaten him once, he doesn't really need to beat him again. Might have needed to get that in a little bit earlier. Alexander-Arnold then got the better of him. It's out for a throw level with the edge of the penalty area to Tottenham.
Yeah, it's certainly an access on this side of the pitch where Tottenham are going to get some joy. Son just needs, on that occasion, he's waiting for the ball. He wants to run with the ball at his feet, but he needs to go without the ball on occasion. Mix his game up slightly.
26 gone. 0-0. Rose into Eriksson. Eriksson back to Winks, and poor ball by Winks straight to Mane, and now it's away by Liverpool with Wijnaldum up towards the halfway line. Poor ball by him, and Eriksson's won it back again, then given it away again, then Mane's got hold of it, scooped it out towards the Liverpool left, but Aurier's going to get there first. He shrugs off Robertson, then bounds away. Robertson's trying to come back at him. He's allowed to play on here. Lucas Moura just checked his run, then Van Dijk comes across and wins the ball, and then eventually it's cleared away by Liverpool. I just wonder whether or not Tottenham might have benefited from a free kick there rather than the advantage. Here's Salah, down the right he goes, in between Rose and Sanchez, but the offside flag is up very quickly on this near side, and it's going to be a free kick to Tottenham Hotspur, goalless.
Sam, the reason why Liverpool are so successful is the work rate of their players. I mean, Salah makes run after run after run to get in behind and stretch the defence. Mane's just won the ball once on the edge of his box. Then when there was a loose pass, he's chased Eriksson down in the middle of the pitch and turned it over. These are your forwards.
It's all about the work. Tanganga intercepts as Robertson tries to play a reverse ball into Mane. Flick down the right for Eriksson, who plays it against the defender. And again, a couple of times I've seen this with Tottenham now, when they don't think they've got men to play the ball to, they've done sensible things like you would in rugby. They just kick for touch off of a Liverpool player to steal some yards.
Well, that's a lot of that is down to the fact that as soon as Liverpool lose it, the reaction of their players is to swamp the ball. Henderson starts it off, Salah does it, Mane does it. They're brilliant at it, and that puts you under so much pressure. So Tottenham can't get a phase of play and comfortable possession.
Goalless on TalkSport. Here is Alderweireld up to the edge of the area where up to the edge of the centre circle, where Lucas Moura is trying to win a header. He can't do so. It runs through to Robertson. Remember, Right now over on TalkSport 2, we've got the full-time phone-in with Adrian Durham. If you want to get in touch with him, you can do. Pretty easy, 08717 223344. That's on TalkSport 2, which you can listen to on your DAB digital radio or by downloading our app, which is available via the Google Play or via the iOS store. And tomorrow on TalkSport 2, a 12 o'clock kickoff, Cardiff against Swansea.
Big game in Wales.
Big game. Reece Weston is alongside Nigel Adderley tomorrow at 12 o'clock for that big game in South Wales. Here on the left side of the Liverpool defence is Andrew Robertson, just a couple of steps inside Tottenham's half of the field, onto Mane. Then Firmino makes a dart into the box. Mane still going down the left, onto Wijnaldum inside the area. Winks across and manages to hack it clear. Lucas Moura is running for the ball. Alisson has come right outside his goal, probably about 30 yards outside his goal, and headed the ball away. But Lucas Moura felt that he was being squeezed there by Joe Gomez and Van Dijk and prevented from travelling for the ball.
Yeah, like any good defender would. Cuts across the path for the striker to give your goalkeeper maximum time. But once again, it was just a hooked ball clear, and Moura went off and running. Yeah, I wouldn't have given anything there. Bit of grappling, it's fair to say, but not enough.
Wasn't even that much grappling, really, was there?
No.
I mean, it's not like me and you when we're arguing about who's going to have the last slice of cake.
It does get nasty grappling there.
Yes, it does. You're listening to Tottenham versus Liverpool. It's 0-0 on TalkSport with Now TV. Don't forget you can watch Tottenham right now with a Now TV Sky Sports Day Pass for a one-off payment of just $9.99. Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain, a little back heel into the path of Wijnaldum, but Tottenham win it back through Alderweireld, and then Ali tries to stroke it forward, but again the final pass from Tottenham is just not good enough. If they had managed to thread a couple of those through, they might have caused Liverpool a few more problems, you know.
Well, for a team like Liverpool that have got the run and the record that they have, they do cede opportunities on their goal, and or certainly opportunities for teams to set up efforts on their goal. And we've seen that in evidence already in this game.
It remains goalless, but it is not as one-sided as you might think. Here is Son, infield to Harry Winks, then back to Sanchez, and then across to Alderweireld, right on the cusp of the centre circle. It's out towards the right, picked up by Aurier. Well, it's poorly given away by Serge Aurier. One back by Liverpool.
You can see Liverpool just tightening the net. When Tottenham pass it across their back line, they start edging up, and all of a sudden you think, hang on, this man for man here. Just be careful where you're passing.
They play so high, don't they? Here is Tanganga nabbing the ball from Mane, skating away from him, and then Mane brings him down. It's quite a cynical foul from Sadio Mane. It's something that Pep Guardiola's Manchester City are accused of. It was a good challenge by Tanganga to rob Mane of the ball, and I don't think Mane liked it that much. Went chasing him to the halfway line, then just nipped at his heels, went down. Tanganga wins the free kick.
Yeah, he's very, very athletic, Tanganga. He got nice and tight on Mane, and when it come a physical battle, he certainly give as good as he was getting.
Well, defensively is where the problems have been for Spurs. Only Norwich have kept fewer clean sheets than Tottenham all season, but to be fair, Jose Mourinho was in a relatively good mood yesterday, rather playful considering. He said, I don't want to speak about Harry because if I speak too much I get depressed and then you say I'm miserable and in a bad mood. It's better to speak about things that make me laugh, he said.
And that was what?
I don't know. I didn't notice that anybody came up with anything. No one had cracked any jokes for him.
Well, we've got to stop him play. New Year's resolution.
Oh, we like these, yeah.
I'm taking lessons on something, and it's up to you to try and guess what it is.
So you've got a new hobby or
hobby?
A new
Yes,
skill?
I'd put it down as hobby.
Skill or hobby?
Well, an amalgamation of both, I would say.
Okay, and you want me to guess as Japhet Tanganga jogs off after getting treatment over on the far side what it might be?
That's it.
Ice skating?
No.
It's hard, that. Flying?
No, been there, done that.
Oh, right, okay. Hang gliding?
No.
You can send me some of your suggestions at Sam Ataface on Twitter. Here is Alderweireld clipping the ball from the free kick inside the centre circle out towards the left-hand side, looking for Son. Across comes Alexander-Arnold in the right full-back position. He hoists that high into the night sky. And it's just rather poorly actually dealt with by Sanchez, who I think maybe lost it in the floodlights and kicked the ball straight out of play. It remains goalless. You're listening to Talk Sport. Hurling.
No.
Is it a sport?
No.
Okay. The language?
It's a pastime, a leisure. Think of my hobbies. What do I like?
Music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you playing an instrument?
I am.
Right. Well, there's only one. The punk boy that is Stuart Pearce could only be learning the violin. Here is Alexander-Arnold down the right. Oh, lovely turn by Salah. Past wings, past Sanchez. Tries to get the ball square in towards Mane. Interception by Aurier, but comes back to Sadio Mane. Left side of the area is Robertson. Into the box now again for Firmino. They're swarming forward here, Liverpool. On the overlap is Robertson. Pulls the ball through the area. Blocked by Aurier. Cleared away by Eriksen up to halfway. Virgil van Dijk dabs it down and deals with it for Liverpool.
Good defensive work there by Tottenham. Got numbers around. I'll tell you what, Liverpool do brilliantly. They keep things alive. When it pops out, they're the ones who put their foot on it. No panic, no swiping at half shots.
Oh, Aurier has dropped the ball on the far side, the Tottenham right, and Firmino has dived in and won it back for the Reds. They come forward to the edge of the area, then he checks and goes back to Henderson. Left side is Robertson, the Scotland captain. Now that's Salah dropping, playing it out to Firmino, back into Mane, acrobatic volley which he hits into the ground, and then it spirals over the top of Gazaniga's goal. Gazaniga, the Argentine, comes running out, but it was a well choreographed move by Liverpool, popping the ball around on the edge of the area. Salah down the left to Firmino, who set up Mane, who couldn't hit the target.
I'll tell you what, it was a really, really poor effort by Mane. I know the ball was up at waist height, but he's opened the body out and he's hooked his left foot at it, and to be honest with you, he's driven it into the ground. I think he should have done a lot better there, but great set-up play, little give and go on the edge of the box.
Guitar?
No, the other one.
Bang, bang, bang. On the drums.
The drums. First lesson last week, next lesson this Tuesday, fella.
Oh, I can see it. No one's that surprised, are they?
No.
Here is Sanchez over on the far side. And I take it you're probably going for it, are you? You're not sort of like, learning it gently and doing a bit of percussion.
I'm not really a half measures man, but
no.
Listen, we got to start at level one. I'm a slow learner, I've got to say, so really enjoyed the first lesson. I've got my drumsticks at home practicing on the cushions and anything that will move or won't move, should I say.
36 minutes gone, 0-0. Well, I won't sit still, that's for sure.
No. If anyone's out there that's got a spare drum kit they don't want, no, I'm your man.
Here's Firmino in from the throw-in on the left-hand side, headed forward by Henderson. Salah trying to wriggle free. Oh, Firmino, lovely little swivel past Tanganga and smashes it home into the net. And Tottenham for a moment switched off. Firmino took advantage, set up by Salah. He wriggled away from Tanganga, who's had an impressive start to the game so far. But Liverpool finally found a way through. 37 minutes on the clock and Liverpool are in front. It's Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1. It's Roberto Firmino.
As I was saying earlier about Liverpool, the ball goes in the box, there was the odd clearance and scuffle and whatever, but what they do well, Liverpool, is put their foot on the ball. Don't have a swipe at the ball if it's not on. Don't shoot into someone's legs. They set things up. Henderson's done brilliant once again to set up Salah, and then it's gone to Firmino, who's opened his body out brilliantly and just swiped it into the far corner. Tanganga probably dived in a touch there, but maybe I'm being a touch overcritical to the young man.
Well, ultimately it started with Tottenham not really getting rid of the ball quick enough. Now there is a VAR check for a possible handball against Jordan Henderson, which is being reviewed here. Now on the edge of the penalty area he went in with Dele Alli, and Dele Alli seemed to brush the head towards Henderson, and then the ball may have just clipped the outside of his forearm. Martin Atkinson is waiting for instruction from Premier League HQ back at Stockley Park. We're getting a second look at it here. Ali went diving on the edge of the area towards the ball. Now, did it just hit his arm and did he help it on? What do you think?
First, I think it was brave header by Henderson, and I don't think it... No, I would say not. Tight one.
He's left. Did it swipe the ball forward towards Salah, who then helped it on to... No check, no hand. It remains Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1. The goal stands, and we're off and underway. No handball against Jordan Henderson, despite VAR having a good look at it. It was pretty quick and swift, and we're underway again with Liverpool in the lead. A goal for Roberto Firmino, his 5th goal in his last 6 games. All of his goals so far this season, all 9 of them, have been away from home and not at Anfield.
That is an incredibly surprising stat, isn't it? Why do you think that is?
I think it's a quirk, nothing more than that. Here is Lucas Moura down the left-hand side, trying to squeeze between 2 red shirts. He does, gets past Alexander-Arnold, and then beyond Oxlade-Chamberlain, who gets a yellow card for bringing him down.
Anything that's good coming from Tottenham is coming down this side, isn't it, you know?
The Tottenham left, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's now the right centre-back has been booked and the right midfielder has been booked.
It'd be interesting to see how Spurs react to this.
Yeah, 1-0 down after a bright-ish start. I mean, a containment start more than anything else. They didn't have too many chances going the other way, but they looked as if they were in the game and giving Liverpool bits to think about with their speed on the counter-attack. Goal away to our left-hand side have been off target. He hasn't had to deal with anything too troubling. And it remains Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1. 5 minutes to go before half-time.
Tottenham has shown they can cause problems with these balls over the top and little 1-2s in and around, but the trouble is that they're almost dealing with scraps, aren't they? Because Liverpool are dominating most of the possession, and most of that possession invariably is in Tottenham's half.
1 win in the last 4 league games for Tottenham Hotspur, who, as Stuart's already said in this commentary, they need a victory from somewhere. They need some points from somewhere. They're not getting any at the moment. The Liverpool fans away in the corner, away to our left-hand side in the bottom tier with their flags, their red shirts, are bouncing and cheering away to our left. Jose Mourinho in his black Mac and grey slacks and dark trainers, standing on the edge of the technical area with his hand on the bottom of his chin. And Jurgen Klopp, familiar baseball cap, and Liverpool, well, half the Liverpool megastar I think he's wearing at the moment, hands around his back. He's very much a man after your heart, isn't he, in that regard?
In what respect is that?
The freebie clothing. He's standing with his arms folded on the edge of the technical area. Oxlade-Chamberlain goes sliding down the right-hand side of the Tottenham midfield. He gets all the way to the edge of the penalty area, produces a cross, looking for Mane. Tanganga comes across and causes him an issue. It's cleared away by Tottenham, but Joe Gomez intercepts before it can reach Ali, and it goes out towards the far side.
I think you're only saying that because I'm sat here with my Coventry City Club suit on from 1983.
I didn't want to point it out. Good job it's not that old Coventry City away kit, that brown one that they wore in the 70s.
Oh, that was our training kit when I got there. Believe it or not.
That was 40 years ago, though, I think. Probably longer than that now.
And I've also got my Brent Council steel toe caps on that I had as an electrician as well. Yeah, you're right. Fair point.
Here's Gomez down the right, looking to clip the ball into the channel for Oxlade-Chamberlain. Too hefty. It goes right the way through to Gazzaniga, and Tottenham have possession again. I mean, there isn't really anything Tottenham can do in terms of changing it up, is there? I mean, the formula is right, isn't it? Just trying to hit on the counter-attack. Is that how they've got to play this game?
Well, part of that's good, but what they've got to do is get in a position in the game where they're dictating.
Oh, they can't give the ball away like Ali has on the edge of the area. Salah's taken over, a slip by Sanchez, a shot towards the near post. It's just wide from Salah. It was a massive chance. It was a chance gifted to Liverpool by Tottenham's Dele Alli, getting the ball caught under his feet. It ran to Mo Salah, who then skipped inside Sanchez, who slipped on his backside. And he got a shot away, and I think he'll be disappointed that he didn't hit the target.
He certainly will. I mean, he puts the fear of God into you. He really does when he comes after you, Salah, and runs at you, jinking in, jinking out. And there was 3 or 4 defenders around him, but you could see the body language of the Tottenham back line. But what they've got to do, they've got to get a team line-up and more possession in the game, Sam. That's what they've got to do, Tottenham, and stop feeding off counter-attacks, and it's easier said than done against this side.
Lucas Moura has just gone infield past Trent Alexander-Arnold, who again has clipped his heels. Another right-sided player for Liverpool, getting themselves into a sticky situation. Lucas Moura's gone down again on halfway. Another free kick is given to Tottenham Hotspur. Alexander-Arnold wasn't booked this time, but Tottenham will continue to try and get the ball into the left channel and try and explore that fertile ground in between Alexander-Arnold and Gomez. Here is Alderweireld over the top looking for Son. Gomez heads it away. Ali looks to join. He's too slow to get there. Henderson clear. Up to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Swiped out to the far side to Mane. Midway inside the Tottenham half. He runs at pace to the edge of the area. Looks for Salah. Salah inexplicably goes back left when he could have come centrally. Almost gave the ball away, but Tottenham still having to defend here. Here is Firmino looking to hand it off towards Salah. Goes back to Henderson, left side of the area. Back on the centre circle now is Joe Gomez, who's played really well at the heart of the Liverpool defence in recent times, and I think this is his 6th successive Premier League start, which is his best run for 3 years. Here is Ali up towards the halfway line, out to the right and on to Serge Aurier. Aurier now with Tottenham in possession, deep inside their own territory, all the way back to Tanganga and then Gazzaniga. And it's still 1-0 to Liverpool, live on TalkSport.
So, perfect example there. Tottenham have turned the ball over and they had a great opportunity to attack. Because Liverpool pressure so quickly, they've ended up pressing them all the way back to their goalkeeper.
Now Tottenham can attack with Ali centre circle. Wide right is Serge Aurier. He stops the ball before delivering a cross into the area, which is going to be difficult for Lucas Moura to try and win. He rises and challenges Trent Alexander-Arnold in the air, and the ball goes out for a corner on this near side.
It's being debated by 1 or 2 Liverpool players, I think.
I think everybody is debating that because it clearly came off the head of Lucas Moura. But anyway, I think there was some complaint about the throw-in which led to the Liverpool goal coming off Sadio Mane. 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first 45, and it's Liverpool who lead by a goal to 0. But Tottenham have a corner kick to be taken by Eriksen in towards the near post, and well, Lucas Moura with a free header heads it well wide of goal. Didn't get that right.
No, really, really good opportunity there. Just floated into the sort of near post zone. Oh, it really needed flicking on. Moura's come beyond the near post, so he's going to struggle to sort of help it round the corner. It just needed a little glance on to the far post.
And he did have people behind him as well, which he could have left the ball for. That might have been a slightly trickier and ambitious decision to make. Tottenham 0. Liverpool 1. Roberto Firmino's 9th goal of the season separates these two teams as we approach the halfway mark of this game. Liverpool's return of 19 wins and a draw this season equals the top flight record after 20 fixtures that was set in the 2017-18 season by Manchester City. They drew their next game, so if Liverpool were to win this, it would be the best ever start in top flight history in England. It would be the best ever start anywhere in Europe's top 5 leagues. Here is Robertson down the left, chasing a long ball which is not chaseable, and it spills off the turf and goes behind and away for a goal kick away to our right. 1-0 to Liverpool.
I wonder whether they'll make a change, Tottenham, and Paul. I think Tanganga's done quite well, and his energy and his athleticism around Mane's been okay. But I wonder whether they'll just make a change in that area to drop Aurier back, because Aurier's not really done anything going forward, has he, in many ways, nor has Rosie, and they're the two that you hope, certainly in the full-backish areas or advanced areas in Aurier's case, would have some sort of impact going forward.
This is Gomez on the halfway line, back to Henderson, and then all the way to Van Dijk. Liverpool just happy to see out the first half here, which we're in the final few seconds of the first 45 here on TalkSport. Well, we've already brought you 2 commentaries today. Chelsea beat Burnley over on TalkSport 2 and Arsenal drew 1-1 earlier at Crystal Palace. Here's Henderson through the centre, looking for Salah, trying to turn away from Alderweireld. Alderweireld sticks tight to his task and manages to stop the ball being nudged through to Mane. Goes back wide towards the left and then on to Firmino. Firmino now looking up and playing it onto Oxlade-Chamberlain, who shot from distance, swirls in the air, but doesn't dip before it reaches the crossbar and just goes over the top and into the standing rails away to our right hand side of that big huge raking bank of supporters which goes up into the clouds. There's the half-time whistle, and it was a competitive first 35 minutes or so until Firmino got Liverpool in front thanks to that 37th minute goal set up by Salah. Tanganga just edged off the ball by a little body swerve from Roberto Firmino, and as a result Liverpool are halfway to winning a 5th straight game against Tottenham Hotspur and extending their unbeaten run to 38 Premier League games. Liverpool lead at the break by 1-0.
Sam Matavez, Stuart Pearce, thank you very much. All eyes on Bobby Firmino as he comes off the pitch there. His single goal separating the sides. It's not the end of the world for Spurs. They've got work to do. What might Jose Mourinho do at half-time? How might he change things up to try and get back in this game? It's only 1-0 at the moment to the visitors, Liverpool, as they go on their run. It's continuing. Can Spurs do anything to upset it in the second half? Second half from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is coming shortly, but there is more on Sky Sports, on TalkSport to look forward to. On Sunday, it's Cardiff versus Swansea. That is a midday kick-off in the Championship over on TalkSport 2, and that's an exclusive. And then on Tuesday the 14th, it's the FA Cup third round replays. 7 o'clock, kick-off, FA Cup special around the grounds. Mark Saggers is taking around that one. You've got Tranmere versus Watford, you've got Tottenham versus Middlesbrough, and you've also got Newcastle versus Rochdale, as well as Coventry versus Bristol Rovers. And then it continues on Wednesday at 7:45, Manchester United versus Wolves. That is the final one of the FA Cup third round replays. And then on Friday the 17th in the Championship over on TalkSport 2, it's another exclusive, Fulham versus Middlesbrough. Loads more to look forward to on TalkSport then, but let's take you back to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium just for half-time. We'll speak to Stuart Pearce. Stuart, strange one, what have you made of that first one? What have you learnt really about Spurs in this first half?
Well, they're having possession dominated. Liverpool are in the ascendancy in regard to dominating the game. When Tottenham have turned it over on occasion, you can see tactically they're looking to get in behind Gomez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and they've had a modicum of joy when they've done that. But what they can't do continually for long enough is get hold of the ball and play that ball more often, because Liverpool have dominated the game, and they need, I think, to get more. I mentioned it before the game, I thought they had player 3 at the back with wing-backs in Rose and Aurier. They need to get more out of those two in advanced areas if they possibly can.
You talk about how Liverpool have dominated possession. It's 73% in their favour at the moment. They've had a number of chances. Van Dijk with that header, it was a good save from Gazaniga, and also Salah where Ali got dispossessed and he hit it just wide. Do you feel like in the second half, there's more to come from Liverpool? We might just see a few more goals from them.
I certainly think they've got another goal in them, especially if Tottenham come out and be a bit more forceful in going forward. The downside is when you chase the game against Liverpool, it plays into their hands brilliantly, and if Danny Rose starts leaving his left back berth and Tananiga ends up getting forward a touch more, then they're going to leave spaces, and that will play into Liverpool's hands. It's a perfect storm at the moment for Liverpool, but if you're Tottenham at half-time, and Jose will be saying, right, I'll tell you what, we're not out of this game yet. We've shown we can hurt them when we go in behind them, but we just need a better quality ball in behind and not a hit and hope.
All right, Stuart, we'll let you have a little bit of a break. Go get yourself a hot drink. Send a love to Sam Matavez as well, and we'll check in with you just before the second half. It's now time to get the latest from the Betfair Exchange, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage.
Game day on TalkSport with the Betfair Exchange, a different way to bet where you can set your own odds, sports trade or even lay a bet. Betfair, more ways to bet, more ways to win. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Sam Rosbottom is back with us. Sam, why don't we start with the charity bet then? Because we said Liverpool to win by 2 goals or more. At the moment, we're on course, aren't we?
Hey Laura, yes, so the charity bet is looking good. I think you've picked a good one here. Currently, we just a reminder for the charity bet for the Bobby Moore Foundation, we stuck £100 on Liverpool -1, one of our handicap markets. You can cash out now for £134, which is a profit of £34, or we can let it ride in the second half and fingers crossed, if Liverpool do win by 2 goals or more, then we can add £300 to the pot. We can also cash out in the second half as well, so we'll keep you up to date with that. But I imagine you're going to want to let it ride for now?
Yeah, I think so. Not that I don't think Spurs can do it, but I think that Liverpool look the more dangerous. And like we said when me and Stuart Pearce were talking, that they're the ones that have had the chances. I think we should stick with it. I think there's more chance of that happening than not.
Yeah, well, we'll stay in touch for the second half if anything changes there. Just looking at the markets, £8 million has been matched so far. As you can imagine, most of that money going on Liverpool. They're 2-7 now. That's 1.28 to go on and win the match. Spurs are a massive 16-1 to turn things around and get the 3 points. Whereas if you see Spurs coming back into it, but not quite getting the win, the draw is 6-1.
All right, Sam, thank you very much. That is all thanks to the Betfair Exchange. More ways to bet, more ways to win. 18+, BeGambleAware.org.
Game day on TalkSport with the Betfair Exchange. A different way to bet where you can set your own odds, sports trade or even lay a bet. Betfair. More ways to bet, more ways to win. 18+, BeGambleAware.org.
Okay, half-time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The second half still to come. The visitors, Liverpool, are leading 1-0 at the moment. That is with a single goal from Bobby Firmino. What can Jose Mourinho do? What can he say to his side at half-time? We've got the second half coming next for you on TalkSport.
Game day exclusive on TalkSport with a Now TV Sky Sports Day Pass. Watch Bournemouth versus Watford and Aston Villa versus Man City tomorrow for a one-off payment of just $9.99. Search Now TV 18+. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
Final question for you. How's the new signing getting on?
Well, they carry the whole team, if I'm honest with you. They're a tough cookie. Eyes in the back of their head.
Get the Navara N-Guard in your squad with a 5-year warranty, 3.5-ton towing capacity and 360-degree intelligent around-view monitor. It's tough as well as smart. The Nissan Navara N-Guard, built to deliver. 5 years or 100,000 miles, whichever comes sooner. For full terms and conditions, speak to your local Nissan Business Centre.
Yes, madam.
Hi, can I get a blanket, please? And a pair of those lovely little headphones and another bottle of water.
Madam, the plane has landed.
I know.
Like getting your money's worth? Enjoy the delicious mayo chicken. Just 99p from the McDonald's Saver menu. From 11 a.m, price and participation may vary.
What is back and lay betting? Backing is a traditional bet, like betting that the action hero will save the day. But on the Betfair Exchange, you can lay a bet, which is betting on the same thing not happening and taking money from those who think it won't. Why not give it a try? The Betfair Exchange.
T's and C's apply. Exchange basic package customers pay 2% commission. Other charges may apply. 18+, BeGambleAware.org.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
At Selco Builders Warehouse, we've got real deals on a wide range of trade-quality building products. In January, Boulder Oak 12mm V-Groove laminate flooring is only $6.99 per square metre ex-VAT. Now that's a real deal. Find even more real deals at Selco Builders Warehouse. For more information, see selcobw.com.
We've got it at Selco. Selco, it's where the trade goes.
As all the big games kick off across the nation, head to thesun.co.uk/football for all the fallout following another massive weekend of football in the Premier League and beyond. The hottest news, essential views, live blogs, and the biggest opinions in the game from the biggest names in the game, including Alan Shearer, Danny Higginbottom, and Alex Scott. And with a reporter at every game across the country, thesun.co.uk/football has all the football news you need. The Sun. We live it.
Finding your perfect new home can be tough. So if you keep missing out,
It's time to search at On the Market.
there are thousands of new properties to buy or rent every month at onthemarket.com. 24 hours or more before they're on Rightmove or Zoopla.
On the Market.
See them first. Set up a property alert today.
Search onthemarket.com to find your perfect home.
If you're in the market, search onthemarket.com. See onthemarket.com/new and exclusive. Agents specify exclusivity.
When your kids are having a sleepover, but nobody's sleeping.
Did somebody say just eat?
When you've had a Saturday night on a school night.
Did somebody say just eat?
When you love your mum's cooking, but she doesn't love your wife.
Did somebody say just eat?
Order on the Just Eat app today.
Did somebody say just eat?
Game day exclusive on TalkSport with Nissan Commercial Vehicles. Built
to deliver.
One day.
Game day.
So much football.
Game day exclusive on Talk Sport.
Hello, welcome back. Game day exclusive. It's Tottenham versus Liverpool. At the moment, it's Bobby Firmino with the only goal. They're leading 1-0 at half-time. The second half is coming next. But first of all, there were 6 other games in the Premier League earlier on today. Let's get the Premier League headlines now with Rob Malachy.
Yeah, given the lengthy injury absence of Harry Kane, there was a lot of focus on English strikers this afternoon, and the players hoping to fill the void certainly stepped up. Frank Lampard said in the build-up to today's home game against Burnley that Tammy Abraham was best placed to become England's main frontman, and Abraham certainly enhanced his claims in our game day commentary on TalkSport 2.
James with a lovely cross to Abraham. It's got it. It's 2-0. Abraham's header went through Nick Pope, and Ben Mee was standing on the goal line but couldn't do anything about it.
Well, that was the second goal in a 3-0 win for Chelsea. Callum Hudson-Odoi opened his Premier League account in what Mason Mount says was a welcome home win after recent defeats at the Bridge by Bournemouth and Southampton.
We want to make this place a fortress, and then we want teams to come here and fear playing against us. That's what we want, so we need to build on this result. It's something that we can look forward at what we did well.
Elsewhere, the Premier League's top 2 English scorers went head-to-head at the King Power Stadium, where Jamie Vardy drew a blank on his birthday, but Danny Ings scored his 14th Premier League goal of the season as Southampton continued their resurgence with a 2-1 win at Leicester. 10 of those have come since Southampton's 9-0 defeat in the reverse fixture in October, and Saints opening scorer Stuart Armstrong says there's plenty of satisfaction with today's response.
Since that result, we've in a much better run of form. We're working really well together as a team defensively. And going forward, I think it's just clicking for us at the moment. We've got that little bit of luck.
Leicester thought they'd salvaged a point with a late equaliser from Johnny Evans, only for VAR to rule it offside. No complaints, though, from Brendan Rodgers.
Well, we've been very good this season, both defending and attacking. We just weren't quite at our best. So congratulations to Southampton. It looked like it was going to be a draw, probably up until late on, and then they get the goal, and we just couldn't find a way through.
Yeah, good day for another English striker. Marcus Rashford scored twice on his 200th appearance for Manchester United in a 4-0 win at home to Norwich. Anthony Martial and Mason Greenwood also on target as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side moved back up to 5th in the table.
Very, very happy with today. And Mason, he does what he does. He's exceptional in front of goal, and very happy for my 3 centre forwards to get a goal.
In our opening game day commentary on TalkSport, Jordan Ayew's deflected equaliser earned Palace a point in a 1-1 draw with Arsenal, who had goal scorer Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang sent off. Arsenal are now unbeaten in 6 away games in all competitions since the sacking of Unai Emery, whereas Palace have lost only 1 of their past 9 Premier League matches. Roy Hodgson feels his side were the more likely winners in the closing stages.
As the game ended, I thought we were really very much in the ascendancy because Wilf was starting to get in the game. We were starting to hit some crosses in and ask questions. But I think the 1-1 result I would regard it as a fair result.
Prior to this afternoon, Brighton had never won a Premier League match in January. That's still the case after a 1-0 defeat at Everton. Richarlison with the only goal. It means Everton have lost only 1 of 7 in the league since the sacking of Marco Silva. And the final word goes to Newcastle, who ended a run of 3 Premier League defeats with a point at Wolves, where Miguel Almiron scored his 3rd goal for the Magpies. Wolves hit back through Leander Dendoncker to earn their 8th 1-1 draw in the league this season.
Rob, thank you very much. Game day, your verdict is from 7:30 with myself, Laura Woods and Darren Bent. We're taking your calls. Darren's sat to my right at the moment, focusing on his phone, not really on much else. Who are you texting?
No, I wasn't texting. I was just having a look at today's results and that. Why are you going to try and expose me like that?
That's what I do, isn't it, really?
Oh, really?
Nice to have you back, though.
Nice for you to be back, I mean.
Just take it.
A month.
Nice for
been
me
missing
to
for a
be
month.
back. I've missed a couple, and today I'm not just a couple, yeah. It's not my finest work today either. I'm struggling a little bit with a cold, but hey, I'm here in spirit, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Some interesting games. Should we start with Palace, Arsenal, the early kick-off today? Stop it, my voice. Stop it. My voice isn't at its very best, but it will be back to normal next week, so don't worry about that. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang stole the headlines for more than one reason, really, scoring a brilliant goal 12 minutes in. Jordan Ayew with the equaliser, and then gets himself sent off. VAR came in and overturned this and upgraded it from a yellow to a red. Quite rightful, really.
Yeah, 100%. It's reckless. And when you look at it and in normal game time speed, you don't really see anything. You see him get that go down and then get back up, and it's only when they slow it down, I mean, it could have been a lot more serious.
His ankle, isn't it?
And the way his ankle bends, I mean, yeah, they got the correct decision on that one.
Not a bad result, though, for Palace, really, in the end. A draw there. I think both managers might... I mean, what do you think? Do you think that actually Mikel Arteta will walk away from that game and think a point at Palace at this time of the season is quite a good point?
Yeah, it is, yeah, but I mean, listen, in the Premier League, I mean, they've had some good results, Arsenal. I mean, they beat Manchester United. Was it Manchester United? It was, yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Played really
FA Cup, yeah, 2-0.
2-0, played really well, but at the minute, still Arsenal, they're still a bit inconsistent up and down, so I'm sure at the start, the way they started the game, we would have said, yeah, we've got to go on and win this after the goal, but with the 10 men, you'd have to say that it is a point well earned.
We don't actually have much time to speak to you because the teams are now coming out back at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but it was great, thank you.
Cheers for that.
There's loads more time for you later on, don't you worry. 08717 22 33 44. That's the number you need to call if you want to book in your phone call to have a chat with me and Darren on game day, your verdict. Let's go back over to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Stuart Pearce, I was just having a little look on the touchline there, just sitting down. It's Jose Mourinho with his little book. What might he be changing?
Well, obviously I'm looking no personnel change. I think as the game goes on, if it stays 1-0 as it is, I think they'll get more and more offensive minded. Until then, I think he'll sit and let the game pan out as is at the moment.
Okay, we just had kick off for the second half, then let's hand you over to your commentary team. Stuart Pearce, but first Sam Matterface.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Laura. 1-0 to Liverpool at half-time, and no changes as Stuart has already illustrated in that half-time break. Liverpool in all red, shooting from right to left. The white shirts and navy blue shorts of Tottenham are attacking the goal away to our right-hand side, that big steep bank, the wall of noise away to our right as they call it. Henderson is grappling in midfield with Tanganga, and he's lost out here, and Ali's won the ball back high up the field. And on to Lucas Moura from Aurier. He drives into the box, gets away from Henderson, shoots down the right side of the goal, and it's out for a goal kick. But immediately the Tottenham players are surrounding the referee, suggesting that Henderson on the edge of the area actually went to trip Lucas Moura before he got his shot away. Advantage was played. They want it pulled back for a free kick.
Yeah, we certainly caught him, and that contributed in his shot not being a clean one.
So what should the referee have done?
I'd have pulled it back personally.
Here is Ali, just above the halfway mark of his own half, gets clipped by Henderson. He's had a difficult start to the second half. I'll run through the 2-11s for you. Henderson, I think, might be getting booked here. Tottenham with Gazaniga in goal. A back four of Tanganga, Sanchez, Alderweireld and Rose. Aurier, Eriksson, Winks and Son in midfield, with Ali and Lucas up top. For Liverpool, it's Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Oxlade-Chamberlain has been booked, Henderson and Wijnaldum, then Salah, Firmino and Mane. They are attacking towards our left in this second 45. We're high up in the gods at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and you had a certain reputation as a player. We had some interesting interactions about Stuart Pearce and his new hobby, the drums. Animal on the pitch, now just like Animal on the drums.
I think I've got a better touch than Animal, to be fair. No, I haven't. You're right.
That was Steve on Twitter. I don't think he was calling you a muppet. He was sort of drawing the
I take all of those comparisons as a compliment.
I'll track him down for you. I think he was talking about the thrashing around. Free kick given against Henderson this time, midway inside his own territory. 73% possession for Liverpool in the first half of the game, but between Mane and Henderson, they've just brought down Lucas Moura in a difficult position. The ball's been sent back far too far. That's not where the free kick was taken. Jose Mourinho is not happy about it at all. He wants a booking as well. He's not going to get one. Now Eriksson is going to take this free kick. Come on, you Spurs, echoes from that wall of noise away to our right. There are 5 white shirts lurking on the edge of the area. It's a high line from Liverpool. It's played down the side of it. It's quite literally dreadful, the delivery. Picked up by Liverpool, sent away by Salah. Now on to Mane, who's scampering into opposition territory. He turns the ball round the corner. Might well find Firmino here. He does, but Sanchez is across to stop him from getting hold of the ball, and just about keeps it in to allow Tottenham to clear. But that was about as obvious example of a waste of a free kick as I think you'll ever get.
Yeah, it was a really, really not just an averagely poor one. It was awful. And just looking and going ahead with you know, the 2 fullbacks for Spurs, Rosie literally has not been in the opposition's half at all, and the longer this game goes on, the more he's got to lose the shackles and get forward. And the same Tanganga, you know, it won't be his forte driving forward, but somewhere they're going to have to take a chance, certainly get around the 70th minute and take a gamble at that.
Oh, that's a mistake by Rose. He's fielded the ball. It's gone through to Salah, who's gone inside on the edge of the area to weave away from Sanchez. A low cross towards the back post. Arriving is Mane, now inside the Tottenham penalty area. Back to Salah, chests it down, comes towards Alexander-Arnold, whose shot basically goes towards the corner flag and nowhere near the goal that Gazzaniga is defending away to our left-hand side. But that all started with a misjudgment from Rose in the left full-back position, which allowed Salah to wriggle free from his grasp and orchestrate some chaos inside the Tottenham penalty area.
Yeah, there's been a couple of errors in possession, isn't there? Rosie on that occasion, Hendo in the first half, a couple of occasions. And the one thing that both of these teams do, they compensate when you do make a mistake.
And John's got in touch on Twitter and says, I thought you two were more Bert and Ernie. 5 minutes into the second half. It is Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1. The ball is on the right side. Salah inbuilt to Oxlade-Chamberlain, who darts in and clips it forward looking for the run of Mane. Not a great ball by Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Aurier's trying to escape, but Wijnaldum is sharper and faster. Guides it all the way back to his goalkeeper Alisson, who's taken to wearing big thick black tights underneath his black goalkeeping outfit over the last couple of weeks to shield himself from the cold. Does look a little bit like he's got tracky bottoms on at times. He hasn't. It is those, what would you reckon, 50 denier tights underneath?
Yeah, they look...
they're old Nora Batties, those, aren't they?
They certainly are. If they're not tracky bottoms, they're a thick old set.
Here is Firmino, right side of the attack for Liverpool, moving infield towards the edge of the centre circle. Mane back to Wijnaldum on the right side, waiting for the ball is Alexander-Arnold. Is in an advanced position now, in behind Son, cuts into the edge of the area. Rose has retreated into the box. It's chipped towards the far post. Gazzaniga is coming ahead of Mane, who is lurking with intent. Gazzaniga takes it out from the sky and it's bowled out into midfield by the Argentine. It remains Tottenham Hotspur 0, Liverpool 1 on Talk Sport, and we're live tonight in North London, bringing you the game of the weekend. Liverpool haven't had everything their own way, but they certainly were the dominant force in terms of possession in that first half. Wasn't too many opportunities for Tottenham, but when they did get sort of half chances or opportunities to create something, they just let themselves down with the final ball.
I get the impression with Tottenham it's almost a damage limitation game for them, isn't it? You don't get the impression they're going to chase this game. They want to stay in it as long as humanly possible, almost like a lower Premier League team going to one of the big powerhouses away from home.
How would you feel about that if you were a Tottenham fan?
Well, come 90 minutes you're going to want to have a go at them, and if you end up scoring late on and getting a point out of the game, you'd probably turn around and say, well, only Manchester United have taken a point off Liverpool. We'll take that as a good point and a good tactical way of playing. But if you don't get that equaliser or you concede another one, it's viewed in a totally different manner, Sam.
1-0 to Liverpool, Talk Sport. And Tottenham's record against the Big Six is not something to shout about. They are winless in 11 Premier League games against the other established top 5. And we did a big thing on Titans of the Touchline on the Game Day show with Reshman earlier on, and Jose talked in the package about the cameras being on him. Well, the Amazon documentary team who are following him around certainly don't leave him alone. The only time that he is free of the cameras is when he pops off for a comfort break. Nothing comfortable about this. 53 minutes gone. Liverpool playing out from the back now. Midway inside their own half is Joe Gomez to Henderson to Firmino, right side on the halfway line. Oxlade-Chamberlain taking the ball into the wing position, then running at Harry Winks, playing it square, looking for Wijnaldum. He's 10-15 yards back from the edge of the area when he just scampers forward, rolls his studs over the ball and gives it to Mane. Mane to the wide left and Robertson sliding it back to Virgil van Dijk with his hair tied up in a bun behind his head. Sends it into Gomez. Gomez back out towards the right-hand side. He takes a couple of steps forward, looks for Salah. Well defended by Davinson Sanchez, and then sent over the top by Harry Winks. Hopefully, no one in white ready to chase that, and it goes all the way through to Alisson.
Yeah, it's Van Dijk, the man you've got to avoid if you're playing any long balls forward. He's got the pace, he's got the power to nullify anything that goes forward.
He is one of those central defenders, one of those rare footballers who Doesn't matter what the scenario, he never looks like he's going to need a shower at the end of the game. He reads it so well. Everything's done at almost in slow motion, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. As I say, some of that's how he reads the game, isn't it, Sam?
Firmino down the left, looking for Robertson to chase into the left wing position. Too heavy by Firmino, and it goes out of play and away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side. Big results earlier on. Arsenal held at the Palace by Jordan Ayew's goal. 10 men of Arsenal because of a sending off to Aubameyang. Chelsea eased past Burnley with a 3-goal victory. Callum Hudson-Odoi, Tammy Abraham on the score sheet, and Jorginho from the penalty spot. VAR the main talking point as Leicester lost to Saints. Manchester United thrashed Norwich City, and Newcastle drew with Wolves. Everton beat Brighton. And in the Championship, Leeds lost to Sheffield Wednesday. You can talk about all of that and more on the full-time phone-in with Laura and Darren after 7:30. Spurs and Liverpool scrapping on halfway. No free kicks were given by Martin Atkinson, and eventually the ball comes back to Henderson midway inside his own half. He turns it out to Virgil van Dijk. 10 minutes gone, second half. 1-0 to Liverpool. Goal from Roberto Firmino. And the other thing about Liverpool, we've done them a couple of times in this run where they've kept clean sheets, they're looking for 6 in a row now, is that once they get in front in a game, they have no desire to go and make all the running in the game. They're quite happy. If you want them to have the ball on the halfway line, they'll take that, thank you very much, and just run the clock down. Yeah, and why shouldn't they be? They've earned the right to set the tempo of the game however they want it, and as it stands at the moment, they're quite happy to let the game elapse. And they did that with Sheffield United live on TalkSport last Thursday, and they're doing it again here. And remember, tomorrow we've got more live football commentary for you from the EFL Championship, where Cardiff take on Swansea. That's a 12 midday kickoff. We're round the grounds on Tuesday night as we have commentary teams in 3 different locations. I will be here with David Connolly for Tottenham Middlesbrough, but we've got teams at Tranmere and at Newcastle where they entertain Rochdale as well. And Wednesday night, Stuart and I back together again as we bring you live commentary on TalkSport from Old Trafford as Manchester United take on Wolverhampton Wanderers in the FA Cup third round replay. Ball sent forward from the right side by Oxlade-Chamberlain, down the middle looking for the run of Mane. Out comes Gazzaniga, hesitates, he holds onto the ball for quite some time, gives it to Alderweireld, who turns and gives it back again. Gazzaniga kicks long downfield, looking to get the ball in the left channel. A mistake by Gomez, picked up by Ali. Space down the left for Son. Ali's going all the way on his own, runs into the penalty and runs into Van Dijk. Van Dijk doesn't get it clear. Eriksen to Aurier, who strikes, and it's saved down low to his right by Alisson, who makes a good stop, a necessary stop. And Liverpool, for the first time in the game, got into a little bit of a chaotic mess on the edge of their own penalty area. He started with Gomez trying to take the ball from Gazzaniga, giving it away to Ali. There's a few suggestions for a penalty as Van Dijk dived in on Ali. The referee wasn't blowing his whistle, and I don't even think VAR are looking at it.
Yeah, a couple of bits out of that incident there. Gomez once again made the wrong decision, should have left it to Trent Alexander. They got in each other's way.
Here is Salah as the ball's played forward by Henderson, 10 yards outside the box, into Mane, back towards Firmino, read brilliantly by Sanchez, and he slid in well and won the ball back for Tottenham in a vital area. Now they counter-attack. Ali stops the ball on the halfway line, slows the pace of the attack, didn't see Mane coming from behind him, and Mane's nabbed it, much to the disgust of the Tottenham supporters who were trying to warn him that was on. Here's Firmino, onto Salah, back to Firmino, tries to curl it round the goalkeeper, stopped by Gazzaniga.
Yeah, in that previous attack on Liverpool's goal, I've got to turn round. Well, to be quite honest with you, Alisson's goalkeeping and handling was outstanding. I mean, it was a real devilish shot aimed at him, and Dele Alli was following up on the rebound, done brilliantly, and then it swung the other end, and it was Firmino's shot was well handled by Gazzaniga.
Tottenham supporters getting a little bit frustrated that when they've got the ball on the edge of their penalty area, or they're trying to play out from the back, they're doing so on the edge of the area rather than getting the ball forward. I think when Gazzaniga just picked that up after that Liverpool attack, they wanted him to release it quickly downfield. Lucas Moura had made a dart, and he didn't do that, and there was a modicum of frustration from the Tottenham crowd, as you're hearing again as Alderweireld plays it towards Eriksen. He's deep inside his own half, now tries to drip it over the top. Out comes Alisson and volleys the ball into the night sky. It drops on the left. Trent Alexander-Arnold goes across there, but Ali will allow it to run out of play. It's launched forward by Ali towards Son, headed away by Gomez. Kick clear by Wijnaldum. Lucas Moura tries to bring it down. Winks sends it wide. Ali's got it now, midway inside Liverpool half. 2 steps in from the touchline. Infield it goes to Lucas Moura, then back out to the left and Winks darting infield. Onto Lucas Moura again, surrounded by a knot of red shirts. Henderson eventually forces him to play the ball backwards, and Tottenham go to halfway. 1-0 to Liverpool. Here's Aurier down the right, trying to dance infield past to Robertson, then goes back on the outside, and it just seems to open up for him momentarily. Slides it infield. Eriksen is allowed to get a cross in. Deep at the far post is Son, takes it down. Lucas Moura's on the edge of the area. He cuts on his right foot instead. Deflection takes it wide of the goal, and it's out for a corner after Son's shot took a little nick off a Liverpool defender who got close to him, and as he cut inside and hit it, there was just the faintest of touches which took it wide of Alisson's goal. It's a corner.
Spurs having 1 or 2 little half chances now on skirmishes on Liverpool's goal. Maybe this is the time to take the handbrake off.
Eriksen delivers the ball towards the penalty spot, headed by Alderweireld. Didn't quite reach it. Offside against Son. Waste. And quickly played forward, and then Danny Rose comes hurtling in on Firmino and kicks it straight out for a goal kick. We're going to have a change here. Adam Lallana's coming on for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain looks very disappointed about having to come off here on the hour mark. He's looking to the sky, he looks frustrated, he's not got the best of body language as he lollops over towards the near touchline, scratching his head. He's obviously had a few matches out with an injury, and Liverpool don't want to take too many chances. He came back from Doha with an ankle problem, and he is off to be replaced by Adam Lallana.
Yeah, I think he's been pretty steady away, Oxlade-Chamberlain, this afternoon. I think he's had a reasonable game, played his part.
Is it just about protecting him, you think?
I think so, yeah.
Salah played down the right into the Tottenham half of the field. Foraging out to reach it was Danny Rose, who went sliding in and hooked it out for a throw-in. You're listening to Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1 on TalkSport with Nissan Commercial Vehicles, built to deliver. 61 on the clock. Here's Salah down the right. He's surrounded by 4 white jerseys, comes away with the ball and gives it to Firmino, who's dropped deep into midfield. He plays it back to halfway, and now by Van Dijk to the left, and Robertson, then all the way back into the centre circle, and waiting for him there is Joe Gomez, who's had a few tricky moments in this game. I suppose what should concern Tottenham is that Liverpool have scored at least 2 goals in 11 of their last 13 away matches, so there's likely to be more to come.
Gomez it was on that occasion, playing out from the back. He shoved the ball at Van Dijk that basically went between him and Moura.
Lucas Moura's dancing with it now into the centre circle. Liverpool have just given Tottenham a little bit of encouragement. Lucas Moura holding off Henderson and then losing his footing, and Henderson taking over and trying to bring it clear. Unable to do that. It's back with Aurier on this near side. Tanganga is helping him out. They're on the halfway line again, Tottenham now. 62 on the clock, 1-0 to Liverpool, but certainly there's a bit more brightness amongst the Tottenham ranks as Ali picks it up. Spins it round the corner for Eriksen. Right side, tugging the touchline is Serge Aurier. He faces up Robertson. He moves a little bit further infield, gives it to Eriksen. The noise starts to erupt inside this stadium as Tottenham try to suck the ball towards the goal away to our right-hand side. 18 minutes played in the second half as the ball goes away from Danny Rose, who feels he was fouled by Lallana. The referee is not having any of that, and it goes out on the far side, and it is away for Liverpool in their possession with Joe Gomez, and then on to Van Dijk.
What we're seeing now is a difference between the sides. Liverpool got the ball at the back and they pass it around at walking pace with no pressure from Tottenham. If the ball was up the other end, Tottenham on the ball, those Liverpool front three will be hassling and pressurising them.
Yeah, there's severe harassment whenever it's being played out from the back by Tottenham. It's not the same with Liverpool. I wonder whether or not they've just retreated into a back 5 here, Tottenham Hotspur. Japhet Tanganga seems to have got a little bit closer to Alderweireld, and Serge Aurier just keeping a mark on Andrew Robertson. Ball is loose inside the Liverpool half. Gomez is stumbling away with it. He gets it to Wijnaldum. Aurier comes inside, and then Japhet Tanganga goes to ground, and Mane goes past him towards the edge of the box. On the overlap is Robertson, slides it through the 6-yard box, blocked by Alderweireld and tucked out and away for a corner. But a couple of mistakes there from Aurier, and then Tanganga opened up the Tottenham defence, and Liverpool were swashbuckling towards goal away to our left.
Yeah, they did. Tanganga has gone in. He's got nice and tight early, but he's just lost his footing and gone to ground, and that enabled Mane to slip past him.
Here is the corner to be taken by Andy Robertson on this left-hand side for Liverpool. 1-0, the Reds lead. It's a poor delivery by him and flicked away by Lucas Moura on the hop. He was at the near post, and he just casually kicked it clear into touch, and it's away for a throw-in level with the edge of the box. Robertson takes it down the left to Mane, a little back heel into Firmino. Alderweireld comes across, and Serge Aurier is getting a little bit of a severe telling off from Toby Alderweireld. As the ball comes back into play from the throw, it's Robertson trying to turn away from Eriksson. A little touch into Lallana, back to Robertson in space, taking two players out of the game, miscontrolled it actually. Oh, that was a really poor challenge from Robertson. He's gone straight in on the edge of the penalty area. The referee says it's a coming together on Tanganga and play on. Liverpool come down the right, cross into the box, looking for Mane, saved by Gazzaniga down low to his left, and then hooked away from Alderweireld. Alderweireld is furious with the challenge on Tanganga. Robertson still not to his feet. Tanganga just getting there. Tanganga going up to Martin Atkinson and saying, you need to look at that.
Yeah, it looked like Tanganga was just looking at the replay of that now. Yeah, it was a poor challenge by Robertson, and I think Robertson, what he's done, he's stayed on the floor to plead his case. If it's a poor challenge. It could be a sending off, that, to be quite honest with you. Well, stretching for it. I don't think there was any intent on it. In fact, he's towed the ball away, and his follow-through's caught.
Yeah, his foot is high. It's on the shin of the defender, but I don't think it's a red card. I think it would have been a yellow if the referee had seen it, but the referee decided not to take any action. VAR has checked it, and they are not going to overrule that decision.
No, wise decision, I think, having looked at it a couple of times.
It was a poor challenge, though. Should have been a free kick.
Yeah, he's towed the ball away. He's got there first, Robertson, but the follow-through has just caught Tanganga down the shin.
66 on the clock. Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1. You're listening to Talk Sport. Here is Robertson down the left-hand side. Plays the ball into Mane's feet. Back to Robertson once again. I'm sure Jose Mourinho will have a view on that. Lamela is about to come on here. Here is Robertson, infield to Lallana. Lallana onto Firmino, trying to poke it through towards the edge of the area. Didn't quite work out like that. Down the left it goes. On to Mane. Mane past Eriksson, produces a cross, a little flick by Firmino, but it's not going to cause any trouble for Gazzaniga, who immediately wants to dispatch, and does. Out towards the left, looking to try and cause Gomez problems. It's like they spot where Gomez is and kick the ball in that area.
Certainly seems that way.
Trent Alexander-Arnold back down the right into Firmino, plays it against Sanchez, gets it back again. Mane on the edge of the D, back to the left, and Robertson back to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum just trying to twirl away from Eriksson. We're halfway through the second half of the match here in the Premier League, and it's still Liverpool who lead by that 37th minute goal from Roberto Firmino to 0. Another attack just peters out, and Liverpool had a couple of opportunities on target in the second half. Mane with a header which was saved by Gazzaniga. I actually thought it wasn't that far away from his body, and he did go down and sort of claw it away, but ended up giving it straight back into a dangerous area. He was lucky that defenders were coming around to clear it. His kick on this occasion, he's just kicked the ball clear from the edge of his 6-yard box straight to a red shirt, and it's come back again.
Sam, he had no choice there. He's given it to his defence, and his defence looked nervous as a kitten in possession. They have a couple of passes, and in the end give it back to him when it gets really tight. I mean, if they're going to do that, they're better off just pushing up the field. At least they can't give it away in their own half then.
Well, certainly that has been an issue for Tottenham in recent weeks, and we've witnessed it. Here is Aurier down the right. Tanganga's got a little pull on the back of his calf there that he was just nursing slightly as the ball's gone down the right. Dele Alli looks like he's running in treacle, whereas Virgil van Dijk, who he's chasing with, looks like he's on a hoverboard.
There certainly was a disparity between the two.
Going to be a double change here for Tottenham Hotspur. Giovanni Lo Celso is coming on. So is Eric Lamela. Danny Rose is coming off. Japhet Tanganga is being spoken to by Jose Mourinho. Serge Aurier is now being spoken to by his manager. I think Tanganga's going to go to left back now.
Yeah, I think he's done pretty well today for a young man making his debut. I think he's done really well. I think Danny Rose has been poor. Eriksen's been average.
So Lo Celso has come on, Eriksen has come off, Rose has come off, and on has come Lamela. It is a slight rejig as a result of that. And Tottenham have got a free kick on the edge of the centre circle because of a mistake by Henderson. So I take it now, it'll be Tanganga at left back, Aurier at right back. The two centre halves will be Alderweireld and Sanchez. You've got Winks holding in midfield with Lo Celso and Ali in front of him, and then two wide players, Lamela on the right, Son on the left, and Lucas Moura down the centre.
Yeah, just about sums it up nicely.
Mane skipping past two or three challenges and dancing down the left, looking to play in Lallana, but Alexander-Arnold is the one who's galloping into the right wing position. He needs a bit of space. Turns it back to Henderson. Henderson back to Alexander-Arnold in the right wing position now for Liverpool. Then they're just held up slightly by Tottenham, who have got numbers back. It's all the way back to Joe Gomez, who's being harassed by Lucas Moura. Out to the right, ball flicked in towards Mohamed Salah, who's trying to get on the end of that, but that Vincent Sanchez manages to readjust his body position, wins it, and it's cleared away by Tottenham. Winks running forward, Lamela keeps them on the front foot, out to Lo Celso, good touch past Alexander-Arnold. Now they're inside the Liverpool half, slid down the left channel for Son, but Gomez alert to the danger, comes and sweeps up and clears, and Liverpool bring it clear again. 20 minutes to go, 1-0 Liverpool lead. On TalkSport tomorrow, Cardiff Swansea is on 2, and then on Tuesday and Wednesday night live commentary from the FA Cup. We'll be round the grounds with commentary and excerpts from all different games in the FA Cup third round replays on Tuesday night. Similarly on Wednesday night we've got live commentary from Manchester United against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And next week game day takes us to Watford, and we'll be watching Liverpool again. Currently Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1. The latest odds are available at Betfair Exchange, the official betting partner of Tottenham's TalkSport's Premier League coverage. Right now you can get Spurs at 34s to win the game, Liverpool 1.19, the draw 7.2. That's all thanks to the Betfair Exchange. More ways to bet, more ways to win. 18 plus. Please be gambleaware.org. Here's Virgil van Dijk. Plays the ball centrally into Jordan Henderson. Wider on the right is Alexander-Arnold. Just inches forward, goes back to Henderson. Henderson happy to keep things calm. Liverpool in control of the match and keeping control of the football in that central portion of the field. Wijnaldum waiting for an opening. There was one for Lallana, he didn't choose. Henderson sends it further on to the right, and Alexander-Arnold. Now Lallana has it right edge of the area, attacking the goal away to our right. Liverpool coming forward here. Henderson sends a deep ball towards Robertson at the back post, being edged out of it by Aurier into open space for someone to attack, but Alderweireld gets there first, and then the ball is cleared up towards the halfway line. Gomez just about deals with it, and now it's with Virgil van Dijk again. And once again Liverpool have just started to control and slow the pace of the game. They are an impressive team. If they win tonight, it will be 61 points from 21 games, which is the most that any team in Europe's top 5 leagues have ever won at this stage of the competition. To put it in context, Arsenal's Invincibles had 49 points at this stage. Jurgen Klopp's men will have 12 more than that. Not that Jurgen Klopp was biting when he was asked about it at yesterday's press conference. Lots of talk about the possibility of becoming the new Invincibles, as there's an issue here for Japhet Tanganga, which the referee has stopped the game for. Just a bit of cramp, I think.
Yeah, I think it is cramp, actually.
If you look at the remaining schedule, though, this is one of those tricky trips away to a top 6 side on paper that could cause them problems on their road to invincibility. I heard you speaking about it earlier. Do you think they'll do it?
The only downside that I think they might not do it is the fact of a tricky game at Manchester City, or team selection once they've won the league and they're still in the Champions League. That's the only thing that will stop them in my eyes. from winning the league, and second, I think everyone realises they're going to win the league now, and secondly, being totally unbeaten this season.
If results, and it's changed because results over the last couple of weeks, if their closest rivals all continue to amass points at a similar rate and Liverpool continue to win as they are at the moment, 2.9 points per game, they will win the Premier League title on the weekend of March the 21st, 22nd at home against Crystal Palace. It'll be the earliest title win in history.
What is the earliest prior to that?
The earliest prior to that was Manchester United in 2005. Lucas Moura's picked the ball up though. There might be a problem here. Son through the middle, sends it over the top of the crossbar, and it's well over the top of the crossbar. Jose Mourinho sends his hand to the top of his forehead, slaps himself on the front of his face and says he cannot believe that did not go in. Wijnaldum fiddling around, dispossessed by Lo Celso, onto Lucas Moura, edge of the D, and then straight to Son. Somehow he's missed.
That was a really, really poor miss there. Trent Alexander-Arnold sliding in, but not there. He had a perfect opportunity, just keep it under the crossbar. And Jose was saying, look, I've set you up to get something out of the game. You've done everything I've asked of you, and there was your opportunity.
Ali, Aurier, out to the left, Son again. A bit of joy maybe for Tottenham here. Down the left they come. Son into the penalty area, flashes it past Alisson, and there was no one to gobble the chance. It was a really good cross, a really good move, and more pressure from Tottenham, who since the change have had 2 or 3 flashes in front of Alisson's goal.
They certainly have. The second half they've been a bit more forthright, I think, Spurs, with their efforts.
Well, Liverpool was starting to ease into that sort of luxurious position where they were just passing the ball around on the edge of their own penalty area and up to the halfway line. All of a sudden they found themselves giving it away through Wijnaldum, and the momentum shifted and Tottenham came forward and had 2 good chances. But now Liverpool look to counter-attack with Alexander-Arnold down that right-hand side. He's got a run from Adam Lallana down the right channel. If he can find him, he doesn't. He declines that opportunity to put the ball towards the edge of the box. Again, they're just happy to keep hold of it on the halfway line. 15 minutes to go. Liverpool aren't forced to go anywhere, and they will not be going anywhere. They're quite happy to keep it deep inside their own territory and kill off any hope that Spurs might have. Well, given away again though by Gomez and picked up by Lamela. His ball choice was really poor there, Lamela. Liverpool are offering so much encouragement to Tottenham.
Well, all Tottenham's best chances have all come from giveaways of possession. Henderson twice in the first half and Gomez in the second half, and Wijnaldum as well. So if they cut that out, then it's a done deal, I think.
Lo Celso out wide to Aurier. Look, and they are capable, Tottenham, if you do give them a chance. I mean, you've got Son, who's scored, been involved in 16 goals since the opening of this stadium at the end of last year. In this stadium, he loves playing here. He has got something like 5 goals in his last 11 games, and he's certainly a goal threat. 10 this season. Lucas Moura's got 6, and we know he can cause trouble for anyone. We saw that at the back end of last season, and there is a bit of Jurgen Klopp for the first time. It looks a little bit concerned, I think.
He'll want this second goal, Sam. You know, there's been a couple of efforts at his goal, and he's thinking, hang on a minute, we got another 3 points for the taking here if we stop giving possession away.
Peter Krawietz and Pep Lingers are just alongside him, getting a few words of getting their ears chewed off a little bit at the moment, as Mane goes down the left hand side, gets into the penalty area, pulls it back looking for Salah, only half cleared by Tanganga, picked up by Lallana. Was their handball there onto Salah. Alexander-Arnold with a cross deep inside the Tottenham penalty area, headed down by Aurier, collected, and Gazaniga will look to kick it clear and long towards Son. He's not going to reach him, and Gomez will eat that one up rather easily. The tactic is clear. The thing is you say they will get a chance, Tottenham, but they've had more than one chance and they haven't converted it. What they need is one more, and then they need to be ruthless enough to take it.
Yeah, I think probably their best chance has been and gone, to be quite honest with you.
Well, that would be a worry. What would be more of a worry is that Divock Origi's just about to come off the bench, and he has a habit of scoring against Tottenham Hotspur. He scored against them in the Champions League final. You'll remember the goal that clinched the trophy for Liverpool. Lucas Moura trying to weave his way forward. Lamela takes over again. Didn't get the final ball right. Credit's got to go to Liverpool because they shut down so quickly, but it's not like Tottenham don't know that. They've got to make earlier decisions when they get into half-decent positions. Here's Wijnaldum, he's in a half-decent position. Edge of the area, dispossessed by Serge Aurier. Referee says no foul, play on. Tottenham come forward. Lamela, Lucas Moura, Son down the right side now. This should be an interesting attack. It's 5-on-4 in Tottenham's favour. Edge of the area is Son into Lucas Moura. Tries to bring it down. Lallana got back, helped out his defence, dispossessed Lucas Moura.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Moura got the ball on the edge of the box and just couldn't get a decent control on it.
There's a lack of clinical edge to this Tottenham team when they got into the final third. Not that you would expect any different with their talisman, their striker, their goal-getter, Harry Kane being out of the team. I just wonder whether or not if he'd been in the team today, and it's all ifs, buts and maybes, whether those chances that have fallen to Tottenham would have been converted. Here's Lo Celso down the right. Aurier's played him in. He's got lots of green grass to run into the area he goes, slides it through the 6-yard area. It's missed by everyone. Again, another big chance for Tottenham. They've had several in the latter part of this second half, and they haven't been able to take any of them.
As I say, great run from Lo Celso there, and when he cut in, he just levelled one across the front of the goal. And it was Lamela, the only one who's made the near post run, and behind him Moura and Son have just held their ground on the penalty spot instead of one of them making the run.
Divock Origi coming on for Mane. That is the second substitution for Liverpool, and Tottenham have already made 2 changes with Danny Rose and Eriksen going off. They have one more up their sleeve, and Divock Origi on for Liverpool would play on the left side of that attack instead of Mane. But what a chance that was for Tottenham Hotspur. Giovanni Lo Celso's ball through the middle, and no one there to convert it. Here comes Japhet Tanganga. Back in field it goes to Harry Winks. Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1 on TalkSport. And you getting a flavour of the noise that is starting to emanate from the stands here. The Tottenham fans trying to urge their team forward. Serge Aurier trying to drive forward is dispossessed. And it goes all the way back to Gazzaniga. Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1. TalkSport with Now TV. Don't forget you can watch Bournemouth versus Watford and Aston Villa versus Manchester City tomorrow live with an Nile TV. Sky Sports Day Pass. It's just a one-off payment of $9.99. Here is Aurier on the right side of the Tottenham defence. Halfway line is Ali to Harry Winks. Harry Winks, who had to be subbed in the game against Middlesbrough, plays it on to Lo Celso, who's stretching. Henderson doesn't get there. Winks charges forward. He gets beyond Alexander-Arnold, helps it out to Son. Son runs at Alexander-Arnold and Henderson and cuts in field on his right foot, runs towards the edge of the D. Just has to retract slightly. Back on the right side is Aurier. He's crossed towards the far post. It's missed from 4 yards out by Lo Celso diving in. That's not a golden chance. That's a platinum chance. And the biggest question of all is how on earth has he managed not to hit the target? Jose Mourinho's tongue comes out. He sticks it out at Andre Mariner, the fourth official, and gives him a dig in the stomach because he can't believe that Lo Celso hasn't equalised. It's the best cross of the match from the right side from Aurier. And how on earth Giovanni Lo Celso hasn't steered it home? Mourinho turns, falls to his knees, looks like the soldier at the end of Platoon in desperation. How did it not go in? Stuart Pearce.
Well, the cross was sensational, I've got to say. First off, goalkeeper's no chance of coming for it, and when Lo Celso come in at the far post, he's got too good a contact. It's almost harder to hit it back from straight across the front of the goal than it was to put it in the back of the net. And well, they don't get better than that chances against Liverpool.
Well, Son has had a chance. Giovanni Lo Celso has had a chance.
You know what though, at the end of the game, Sam, you're going to interview Jose, and Jose's going to turn around and say we done really well, we had our chances, we just didn't take them. But I think inherently they've never really believed. Honestly, that's the one thing I would say. I've never really believed that they could get a result against Liverpool.
Here is the free kick for Liverpool, which has been earned by Firmino, whipped in by Robertson, cleared away to the edge of the Tottenham 18-yard box and then smuggled to halfway. Back in by Robertson to the left where there's a bit of space, and it's collected by Wijnaldum. Out to the left it goes to Alexander-Arnold. He tries to turn, and then across comes Aurier and stops him from doing so. And now a chance to break, and Lamela leaves it for Lo Celso. Lo Celso dances to the halfway line, fires the ball forward, hits a red shirt, comes back towards him. He's now on the centre spot, sprays it wide. Japhet Tanganga takes over. 84 on the clock on the big gigantic jumbotron, which is one of the four that are hanging from all four corners of this magnificent arena. Here is Alderweireld clipping it down the left, chested down by Lo Celso, dabbed into Ali. Ali looks up, plays it in field. Alderweireld. I said they needed one more big chance. They had an unbelievable chance and missed it. Can they get another one? Unlikely, especially if you give the ball away like they have just done cheaply to Lallana inside opposition territory. And then a foul by Harry Winks has gifted a free kick to Liverpool, who lead by a goal to nil.
Yeah, it's Spurs now, the team that look as though they want to get on the front foot a little bit. They've come to that stage in the game. It's probably when the substitutions were made on that 70 minutes mark that they said to themselves, hang on a minute, we've defended well enough, we've got a bit of credit out of the game, let's try and have a bash at it and try and win it.
Well, the subs have definitely had an impact from Jose Mourinho, haven't they?
They certainly have, no doubt about that.
But as it stands, Liverpool, who are unbeaten in their last 8 league matches in London, are about to win their 4th successive fixture in the capital for the first time since October 1989. And the way things are going at the moment, they'll have more records than HMV by the end of the season. Here is Firmino trying to get away from Lamela. Lamela picks it up though and turns it forward to Lucas Moura. A little back heel back onto Lamela, trying to drive forward. Henderson gets back. Brilliant covering play by the central midfield player. And they run the ball to halfway. Then Tottenham getting each other's way. Lo Celso and Ali, but Son is in behind. Alisson's starting position was excellent, and his anticipation even better. Tottenham moaning that they should have had a free kick on halfway, but they still created an opportunity to go forward, so they can't really complain about that. And Liverpool bring the ball forward on the far side, the right. It's 1-0 to Liverpool with 4 minutes left.
Yeah, Liverpool probably need to just keep possession of the ball now and kill the game, but I don't think it's in their nature. That's the beauty of watching them. They keep going forward, keep trying to get the next goal, and it's almost to the detriment of what they're doing defensively.
Tottenham 0, Liverpool 1. Roberto Firmino strike separating these two teams. Liverpool about to keep another clean sheet. It will be 6 in a row in the Premier League. And look at that Liverpool defence now that Alisson has played behind. 16 Premier League games now with Gomez and Van Dijk as the two centre halves, and they would have won 14 of those, drawn 2, conceded just 6 and kept 10 clean sheets.
That's impressive.
Here is Firmino kicking it clear up towards Salah, back into Lallana, and now onto Henderson over the halfway line. We're back here for Spurs Middlesbrough on Tuesday night on TalkSport. Here's the cross into the box, deep towards Origi from Henderson, right side, flicked away by Alderweireld, who was the one who was claiming a foul just in the build-up to that Son chance moments ago, and it didn't go his way. It remains 1-0 to Liverpool. You're listening to TalkSport live in North London tonight. Tomorrow we've got Cardiff Swansea on TalkSport 2. Here is Wijnaldum dancing his way past Harry Winks. That was poor from Winks. Wijnaldum into Origi, trying to get away from Sanchez. Good challenge again. He brings the ball clear and Ali brings it out towards the near side, the right. He runs away from Lallana. He runs away from Origi. He goes back into space looking for someone to pass the ball to. Not enough movement from those in front of him. Tottenham's defence are a little bit cream-crackered. Lucas Moura has it inside the centre circle. 88 minutes gone. Can they fashion one more chance? Can they equalise here, Tottenham Hotspur? Actually, you wouldn't deny them an equaliser.
Yeah, but look, you look across the pitch here.
Moura bounding his way through, past Henderson, who gets the ball, not the man. Cleared away by Liverpool. Stewart's just pointing out that there's so many Tottenham players still deep as Lamela comes forward, twists away from one, rifles a shot towards the corner, too close to Alisson, who drops to his left and smothers the ball, and the effort from 20 yards out from Lamela is stopped by the Brazilian goalkeeper.
What I was saying, I think Spurs have gone into this game damage limitation mentality, and it's worked to a certain respect, and they'll point to the fact they've missed chances, but we're 2 minutes to go in normal time and they've still got 4 players behind the ball against Salah, 4 against 1. If you're really dead keen on trying to win the game or get something out of it, you throw players forward.
1-0 the score to Liverpool at the present moment. We've got 1 minute plus added time, and Xherdan Shaqiri, back from injury, is about to come on for Liverpool. Origi gets it back to Robertson back to his goalkeeper. The time is ticking away. Liverpool about to win a 12th Premier League game in a row. They're also about to become the first European side in the top 5 leagues to win 20 of their opening 21 matches. It's never been done before. For Tottenham, it's going to be 1 point from a possible 18. Salah, Firmino, edge of the Tottenham penalty area, back into Origi, edge of the D, trying to trick his way past 2, past 3, past 4, into the area and shoots low towards the goalkeeper's right. Good save, but it was too easy for him to dance past an absolutely knackered Tottenham defence. They look strung out there, and it was too easy for him to dance his way through. Here is Son, up towards the edge of the area. At the other end, Lamela takes over. He's dancing his way through now, still going, but he's got Virgil van Dijk to contest with, and it goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. There's a bit of afterwards involving Joe Gomez and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Van Dijk steps in, and the referee stops proceedings, puts the ball on the ground, gives a free kick to Liverpool, and they'll be able to make their change. 3 minutes of added time.
I think when the Oscars come out in a couple of months, I think Jose might be best supporting actor, I mean, he's bounding up and down there, he's throwing his hands in the air, he's incredible.
You're not suggesting, as might have been alluded to in our Titans of the Touchline package at 11:15 this morning on game day, that he's playing up for the cameras, are you?
There's a little bit of theatre down there, I think.
No.
A little bit of theatre, my friend.
The arms shoot into the air, the face grizzles. He comes across to Mohamed Salah, who he used to have at Chelsea. He must have said something rather hilarious, because even Andre Mariner, and he's a referee, they're not allowed to laugh, are they?
No.
Is giggling away as Jose Mourinho goes into the final act. And this match moves into an encore. Here is Origi, onto Shaqiri, edge of the area. He's come on now for Mohamed Salah, produces a cross into Wijnaldum, heads the ball down into the ground and towards the far corner, but it's caught by Gazzaniga. Again, Gazzaniga wants to get it forward. The crowd want him to get it upfield, but there's no Tottenham players showing for it.
No, look, they've got 5 players behind the ball at the moment, Tottenham, in their own half.
Still too conservative. 90 seconds left of the 3 minutes that have been added at the end of the game. Now just one clean sheet in 12 under Mourinho for Tottenham, and that was against Burnley. Here is Winks though, coming forward down the right. His cross into the area is dreadful. Ali will pick it up 5 yards outside the box. Scuppered back by Lamela to halfway, where it's on to Sanchez and then into Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura down the right into Serge Aurier. Son takes it on. Tottenham, I think, probably will feel that on a different day they might have got a point out of this game. Certainly if they'd taken their chances in this second half, they would have done. I know that Stuart thinks they've been a bit too regressive.
I just think that if they would have been really offensive, Liverpool would have come out and
Lucas
got another
Moura
one.
onto Son, edge of the area, left-footed shot straight down the throat of the goalkeeper Alisson, who on bended knee grabs the ball into his chest. There were 2 white shirts darting in for the rebound. There was no rebound. Picked up by Lucas Moura midway inside his own inside the Liverpool half. He sent it on to Son, who cut in on his left foot and drove the ball, but it was too close to the goalkeeper.
I'll tell you what he does. He doesn't spill much, does he? A couple of shots that come in, that was reasonably comfortable. He's had a couple apart from that they've gone into him and they just do not come off him in any way, shape or form.
Absolutely. You'd trust him with a tray of espresso martinis, wouldn't you?
I'm not sure I trust anyone with my cappuccinos though, but hey ho.
Ball cleared away up towards the halfway line. Oh, that's a mistake by Sanchez, who's misread the ball there. Nabbed by Lallana, who's running over halfway but not determined to run into a dangerous zone. And it will go over towards the far side, be picked up by Alexander-Arnold and sent round the back looking for Lallana once again. And Liverpool just happy to hold on to the ball and waste the precious few seconds that remain. We've played 3.5 minutes of added time. We're only supposed to have 3, and the ball is out over on the far side. It's Spurs' worst run for nearly 3.5 years. The problems maybe aren't easing either, because they need to find an alternative to Harry Kane or find a successful way of playing